the football, do what you need to do. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It's a really tough matchup for Lyons. I mean, you have Southeast Saline, the state's top team, and you have Lyons, and they're working, they're improving, they're getting better and better every single Friday. It's a really tough matchup for them. So let's flip the script tonight. Tonight, here's what I love to see. I love to see the Lyons community out here supporting their Lyons. I love to see they have people out here. It's tough road to sleds. Tonight, it's just business. Southeast, they take care of the football. Not a lot of penalties, and good things will happen. This is a get in and get out game, if you will.
And that's kind of the impression I got from Coach Gebhardt. It is a take care of ourselves. There's some things that they need to brush up on and kind of clean up a little bit, and I look for them to try and do that here tonight. Malachi Hopkins will have his hand in the air. He kicked off 8 times a week ago at Southeast of Saline wearing their all-white jerseys, purple helmets, and the kick high in the air is fumbled at the 10-yard line. They'll have to go back and pick this one up. Now Stanley will bring it the other way for the Lions, and he will be set down at about the 12-yard line. The lines and the numbers, that's not low-quality video. That is high-quality video. That's just hard to see here on the campus of the Lions as we get ready here with Lions having the football, and they will have a quarterback coming out who is a sophomore. It's David Pando. That is the Lions quarterback. He's a junior, 5'10", 156 pounds. His first year as the starting quarterback for the Lions. They will start out here at their own 13-yard line as we are underway. Glad you could join us for week number 5 high school football here with Southeast of Saline. 3-man front for the Trojans. Now they shift a little bit on that defensive second level with the linebackers. Give right up the gut will go off to the right-hand side to leading rusher on the team, Xander Young, and he will get ahead for about 2 yards on the first carry of the game.
Yeah, you're seeing right there, it's that defensive line just creating an absolute mess right there, and you're seeing, I believe it's Douglas that comes in and cleans everything up. So it's that defensive line. Again, they're going to make everything a mess in the middle. We've said that over and over this season, and then Douglas just comes through with the tackle.
Kenyon Douglas, second on the team in tackles so far this season. He has 24 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and a quarterback sack. Gain of 2 on first down brings up 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 15-yard line. Pando to the shotgun. Little read option play. He gives it to the back coming through, and that will go absolutely nowhere. Xander Young is driven back. They're going to give him the 10-yard line. It will be a loss of 5 on 2nd down and bring up 3rd down and long, driving Lions all the way back to the 10.
Yeah, right there. Tough matchup for this Lions offensive line. I mean, you're seeing one of the state's best. I don't care what class you talk about, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. You're seeing one of the state's best defensive lines, and they're just driving through Lions right away to make a tackle for a loss.
3rd down and 13 from the 10. 2 receivers on the right-hand side. A flag will stop this play, and that will cost Lions 5 more yards. Now as they will go back to the 5-yard line on an illegal procedure call. Just a huge gap in numbers, right? The difference of these two teams, Tyler. Both these schools are in Class 2A football, but when you look over here at the Lions sideline, there's only 16 guys over here in reserve that aren't on the field right now. You do the quick math, of course, that's 27 guys out here in varsity football for Lions right now that are active tonight.
Devin, that's tough. Yeah. And it's all about how big you build your base, is how tall your pyramid's going to be, and that's what Coach Mitch Gebhardt, and he alluded to this in the pregame stuff, like how great his junior high staff has been to get kids out, and that's what you get talent.
Back at the 5, Pando rolling out to his right-hand side, a one-handed catch attempt over there by the intended receiver for Lions. It's Tegan Link, and that one will fall incomplete and will be 4th down for Lions, who will have to punt out of their own end zone underneath the big scoreboard there on this end of the field on the west side. Sun is down. It's not a factor right now. Lights are on here at the natural grass football field in Lyons. If Southeast of Saline, and I deal in hypotheticals a lot, it's my job, it's what I do. If Southeast of Saline should go through and earn home field advantage in the West in 2A, this will be one of 2 games that they play this season on natural grass. The other one will be in Halstead in 2 weeks. Here's the punt. Comes to the 40-yard line. Malachi Hopkins will pick it up. He's going to angle off to the left. Jacobson out in front blocking. Hopkins looking for the sideline. He has the sideline. He turns the corner, and he's right out of bounds inside the 10. Good return there by Malachi Hopkins, who has been on fire the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Devin, he really has. He's done. We've seen it in all 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, their special teams again. But again, it's Jacobson. It's Gannon Jacobson delivering that block, sealed the edge right there to lead Hopkins on that great punt return. just a total team punt return effort right there from southeast of Saline.
Short field for southeast of Saline. Caden Berrigan's off to the right-hand side all by himself. There's nobody covering. Now the DB will come over that way. Jacobson gave it a look. Instead, he'll hand off to Grady Gebhardt, who scores on the first play of the game offensively for Southeast. And Tyler, you and I were talking off the air. How many times has Grady Gebhardt this season taken it to the house on his first carry of the game? He does it again tonight.
Devin, it's just demoralizing for defense, right? Like, you know where the ball is going, but it's exactly what and again, it's Coach Gebhardt talking about how great his offensive line is, what Coach Douglas does with that offensive line, just create a gaping hole for Gebhardt.
Gebhardt on the sweep. He's going to walk this one in, and the two-point conversion is good. So a one-play offensive drive after the Southeast of Saline defense forced Lyons into a loss of yardage on their first drive. With 10:01 left to go here in the first quarter, Southeast of Saline is off and running 8-0 here on KINA.
Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When the time comes to honor a life, Hire Scott Mortuary in Salina is here with care, compassion, and guidance every step of the way. Celebrate memories, cherish family, and find comfort in tradition. Hire Scott Mortuary, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
In the trenches and on the ground, that's where the game is won. Isaacson Truck Line is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truck Line, reminding you to have a safe Friday night on the roads. Wreak havoc, Trojans.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Ball back in the air by Malachi Hopkins after a Grady Gebhardt touchdown run. 8-0 is our score. And don't forget, scoring recap presented by Dr. Andrew Westbrook at Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Visit Dr. Westbrook at his sports injury walk-in clinic every Monday and Thursday mornings for your active and sports injuries. Let's go over your Southeast of Saline defense, brought to you by Salina Fence Company. The defenders for Southeast of Saline: Tristan Swank, Brody Chambers, Drew Weller, Bryson Lippold up front. Your linebackers: Amarion Hollab, Killian Vaughn, Grady Gebhardt, Kenyon Douglas. Your defensive backs: Gannon Jacobson, Caden Berrigan, and Malachi Hopkins. Your Southeast of Saline starting defense, brought to you by Salina Fence Company.
And this defense is going to tee off, right? Like, they're just going, if you're going to stay in the gun, you're going to stay in the shotgun, you're going to run this read option, you're going to watch this defense just go and attack.
Quarterback keeps it on this option play as David Pando has the football, and it will be a short loss on the play of about 3 yards.
Yeah, Tristan Swank, the first contact right there, but it was a lot of Trojans right there, but it's Swank with that first contact. Extremely tough matchup for anybody in this state, but Tristan Swank just running over the offensive line right there to take that mesh point out of the play to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of about 2.5 will back Lyons up between the 10 and the 11-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Coming up here for the Lions, wearing all blue, white helmets with the Lion logo on the side. Here's the pitch to Link in the middle of traffic. Brody Chambers, Killian Vaughn, name them. They're there for Southeast of Saline. That time, actually, it was Jacobson and Gebhardt watching the rest of the crew go to work. Weller in there as well with Swank. And Southeast of Saline's defense right now just swarming on this Lions offense. Another loss.
And, Devin, here's what makes Brody Chambers so impressive. Like, right there, he knows his job. Like, he understands the defensive call. He understands the offensive alignment. He could have easily gone to make that, but he sealed the edge, made that runner come inside, and let everybody else destroy it. Like, Chambers is he just gets the defensive game so well from the defensive line position.
3rd and 14 from the 8. Pando rolls out, has 2 receivers in the same area. It will be caught by Detrell Stanley, and Stanley rolling ahead to what was the original line of scrimmage, and then about another half a yard. He's going to end up getting 5 yards on the play, and it's 4th down and 10.
Yeah, and a really nice play from Lyons. I mean, there was not a lot there. I mean, here's the thing. When you have defensive pressure from that defensive line, you go. So that means your linebackers are free. They can do whatever they want. And it also means your defensive backfield can contain these wide receivers from Lyons. And right there we just saw a completion, but a very short completion on third down from Lyons.
Here's the punt. It's a low line drive. That runs into the back of Adam Teal. Will take a hop. Caden Berrigan back to the 50-yard line. Now he reverses course, 45-40, 35-30. KB still on his feet, and he's going to take it inside the 30-yard line to about the 28-yard line. Another really good special teams play by Southeast of Saline. And Southeast doesn't have a special teams touchdown yet this year, Tyler, but boy, they've done some nice things.
Yeah, they really have. And it's always about just shifting the field. I mean, their defense kept them on their side of their side of the field right there. You see a punt, not a great punt right there, but you see just Southeast just shift the field right there in great position from the 27.
Here's Jacobson dropping back. Little play action. Has a receiver over the middle of the field, and it's going to be knocked away. Broken up at the last minute in there on the play. It's going to be Argenis Montanez for Lyons as he knocked that ball away. Malachi Hopkins was the intended receiver on the first pass attempt by Gannon Jacobson.
Yeah, a little play action right there, and why wouldn't you bite on that? I mean, we've seen Gebhardt just get fed the ball nonstop. You said Gannon just play action, just missed that. Just lead. You want to lead Malachi a little bit more right there.
Montanez in there on time for that play, and now a mistiming situation here between Jacobson and Hopkins, and Gannon Jacobson starts out 0 for 2. That'll bring up third down and 10 for Southeast of Saline.
And Devin, sometimes these games are the toughest to coach. Like, you can just feed the ball and do things, but you want to work on things right there. And that timing wasn't great. It was a little play action read. Is a Gannon right there. He's looking to see if the backer comes. Backer came. He's looking to get that ball out quick. Just didn't happen. The timing was incorrect. We just had a little miscommunication on the outside.
Teal to the right-hand side. He has replaced Berrigan. They fake it to Marion Hollop. Now go to Grady Gebhardt. His second touchdown. Put that one in the books. Grady Gebhardt from 27 yards away has 2 carries and 2 touchdowns.
And it hasn't been touched yet. And again, that's the offensive line just creating space. You're seeing the wide receivers take care of their blocks. Devin, we could have ran through that line. That's just a great job from the Hogs up front, doing their thing, making sure it's clean and clear for Grady Gebhardt.
2 touchdowns, about 2 minutes and some odd seconds away from each other for Southeast of Saline. Going for 2 now. Jacobson's going to fake it to the first person. Now give it to Amarion, and he is just swarmed over by a bunch of Lions on that play. So Grady Gebhardt gets his second touchdown of the night with 7:47 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 14-0 Southeast of Saline as you watch it on Salina Post and listen on KINA, presented by Everhart Precision Ag.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
It's third down and 8 for the Trojans. They really need to make the right call here.
During the football game, it's crucial to make the right call. And in real estate, one call can bring a positive outcome from your real estate experience. Whether you're looking for rural property, upsizing to make room for the family, downsizing, or acquiring investment property, call Winnell Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com.
What a call! Touchdown, Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Early 14-0 lead for Southeast of Saline. Malachi Hopkins with his hand back in the air, ready to return the football back to the Lions. Here's the kick. It's a high end-over-end, beautiful kick. Detrell Stanley will take it at the 10 for Lions. Holding that ball loosely in the left hand, now to the right hand. He's switching the ball back and forth and ran out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. 2 carries, 2 touchdowns so far for Grady Gebhardt. He has now 12 rushing touchdowns on the season, 7 receiving touchdowns, 19 total touchdowns in about 10 or 11 quarters played.
Well, and that's where you go. I mean, Grady Gebhardt's numbers could be whatever Coach Gebhardt wanted Grady Gebhardt's numbers to be. Like, he's been pulled out. He hasn't played a second half in multiple games. There's been no need. And that's the fun thing about when you're the defending state champs is you want to make sure you're healthy, November.
Yep.
November's important. Like, that's the most important thing right now. And so we'll see Grady get probably a couple more drives, and he'll probably just go on the shelf for the rest of the evening.
And it'll be here before you know it. We're already in the first Friday of October, even though the 90-degree weather does not seem like it. As here at game time, it was about 83 degrees, a wind south-southeast blowing at 15 to 20 miles an hour as we check the Kniper Agency of Farmer Insurance. Game conditions here, hot and windy. That wind will sustain throughout the evening. The temperature will drop about 10 degrees as we make our way towards the end of this contest. First play for Lyons on this drive. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and 10 from their own 27-yard line, the best field position they've had so far. And now head coach Carl Nolan will call a timeout for the Lions. Southeast of Saline, off to a quick start here. We'll keep it right here. 7:07 left to go here in this contest. Remind you, Southeast of Saline's Booster Club helps bring you live coverage to showcase that purple power. Student activities and athletics. It's always a great day to be a Trojan. Also, Gypsum Fall Festival's coming up. It's on October 18th, which is right around the corner. See a full schedule of events for the Gyp Show, Fall Festival, and Carnival on Facebook with the Gypsum Valley Booster Club. Also want to thank Dan Goebel, Salina Homes, Bryson Flax at Ryan Roofing, Southeast of Saline's Education Foundation, and also your shelter insurance agent, Kelly Kitchener in Salina. Second down and 10 for Lyons out of the timeout. They trail Southeast of Saline 14-0. 7:07 left to go here in the first quarter. Glad you could join us. The other game tonight on the Salina Post Sports Network is Sacred Heart having homecoming. Sacred Heart with 2 games in a row now that they've won coming into tonight, trying to make it 3 in a row. Second down and 10 for the Lions. Little screen play out to Stanley. He puts his car in drive and tries to get back into the crease, but Killian Vaughn is there. Also, Brody Chambers coming out to defend the screenplay, which is an incredible play.
Yeah, anytime we see Chambers coming from the defensive line to do that, but it's Kenyon Douglas. It's just he's making sure everything comes inside. Douglas does his job, and then you see Vaughn and Chambers just come through and just clean up the trash right there. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to make sure you're not getting ahead of what you need to do. It's all about responsibilities. It's all about what you need to do.
Loss of 1 on that play. This time it's going to be Pando rolling out. He'll find Tegan Link back at the original line of scrimmage, and it will be a gain of 1 yard on the play. So they'll get the yard back. That'll bring up fourth down and 10 here for Lyons.
Yeah, and you're seeing Lions, like, they're putting together some positive plays, but you got to get ahead of the sticks, right? Like a first and second down, you got to make sure you're creating third down opportunities that aren't third and long. So on first down, we got to figure out a way, if you're Lions, to get a yard, get 2, get 3. Second down, do the exact same thing. And then on third down, give yourself a chance. But right now, the Southeast of Saline defense is not allowing anything to happen.
Fourth down and 10, another low line drive punt. It's going to get to Jacobson quickly on the bounce at the 38. He puts it in drive, 50, now to the 45, angles his way back towards more of the middle of the field, and he's going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. So Southeast of Saline's starting field position so far tonight has been the 10, the 27, and now the 37, all in Lions territory.
And that's exactly what it's always a recipe for success, right? Like, your defense does the work, they do the dirty work, your offense cleans it up, they get all the credit. But again, it's this Southeast of Saline defense that we don't talk enough about, and we talk about this all the time, but we don't talk enough about them, but they continue to just create amazing opportunities for the Southeast of Saline offense.
This game has all been played on this side of the 50-yard line now as you view the field here on the west side of this Lions natural grass field. Here's a play action fake. Jacobson standing tall in the pocket. Now he's flushed. He'll leave, being chased. He's going to find a receiver, middle of the field. Adam Teal at the 20. Makes the catch and a first down for Southeast of Saline. The patience and the vision from Gannon Jacobson.
Well, not just the patience and the vision from Jacobson, but from Teal as well, right? Like, his routes is to bring him all the way across, but he knows if he sprints across, he takes himself into the sideline and he can't do anything, but he just continue to find composure, find a soft spot in that zone. It's a good catch from Teal.
14-0. Jacobson on the keeper this time. He hasn't ran the ball much this year, but when he does, he's effective. Bounces it out, first down. Takes on a line inside the 10. He's going to drive him inside the 5. And Southeast of Saline, once again, inside the 20-yard line, inside that Can-Equip Case IH red zone, brought to you by Can-Equip in Solomon.
And here's what I love to see about Jacobson. Like, there was never a sprint. He never sprinted in that play right there. Like, he was letting blocks develop. He was just following blocks, just kept his pace. If he needed to sprint and found a hole, he would have done so, but he didn't have one Just a nice game, just trusted his offensive line.
16 yards on that carry for Gannon Jacobson. I noticed before that play the time clock was wrong and not running. It's a bad combination to have. Says it's at 55 seconds, and that's not correct, I don't believe, and it wasn't running either. So they're going to take a minute here and try to get this reset and get the clock back on par with the rest of this game. Southeast of Saline, a first down and goal inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
Thank you.
So they put 5 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter. Southeast of Saline knocking on the door once again, 14-0, trying to add to that 2-touchdown lead. 3 receivers to the right-hand side, including Lyric Lilly in the slot. Here's Jacobson dancing around, and he will get 1, maybe 2 on that play. Didn't get a whole lot as he was taken down by the middle of that Lyons defense.
Yeah, a little read option that I don't think Gannon was ever looking for the read. He was taking it the entire way. Mm-hmm. He was trying to follow his interior lineman right there. Good job from Lyons, just swarming Gannon right there, making the tackle, not allowing the touchdown.
Clock still not running, still setting on 5 minutes where they set it just a little bit ago, 14-0. Could just play this to a point total and just scrub the time, couldn't we?
Not working right now up here.
Yeah, looks to be some issues with the game clock, but it sounds like we have it upstairs. Someone's got a stopwatch going. We see the white hat talking to Lyons right now, just kind of explaining what the situation's going to be.
Still 14-0 here. It's the third drive of the night for Southeast of Saline. When you total the 3 drives that Lyons has had tonight, they are at negative yardage with -4.
Got to stop watching. We're going to set it to 4:45.
So as you said, Tyler, they are going to keep it via stopwatch. So,
and when you go to the Southeast Saline defense, only -4 yards right now. Like that's the thing. This team has yet to show a weakness, and that's what makes this a really tough battle for Lyons.
Jacobson pitch out Gebhardt. See if he can pull the hat trick. He will. Look at that hole on the right-hand side. Lyric Lilly, Caden Berrigan pushed the defensive backs out so far. Grady Gebhardt could have drove a combine through that hole. It's the 3rd touchdown on 3 carries for Grady Gebhardt. This one comes from 4 yards away.
And Devin, as a former wide receiver and DB guy, I love to see these wide receivers get hands on guys. Like, you know you're not going to get the ball, right? Tonight's a night that's all about blocking. You're all about doing your job, doing your thing. Just a great job by those two, creating the lane on the outside, on the sweep to the outside. Grady, again, 3 touchdowns, hasn't been touched on any of them.
Southeast going to go for 2 here, and they're going to say procedure against Southeast of Saline, so they'll put a little bit more of a challenge into this one. For the second game in a row, Grady Gebhardt has 3 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. Remember last week against Kingman, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. He also had that beautiful 53-yard screen pass reception that he took for a touchdown in the first quarter. So 3 rushing touchdowns here once again. Now they're going to back him up and trying this 2-point conversion once again, this time from the 10-yard line. Jacobson rolling out, still running the swinging gate. He's going to throw one over the middle of the field, and it's going to be caught. Kenyon Douglas going right down the seam. Jacobson put it on him, and Douglas gets the 2-point conversion. 2-point pitch and catch, Jacobson to Douglas, and Southeast of Saline has extended their lead now, 22-0. Trojan football presented by Everhart Precision Ag right here on KINA.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Welcome back here to Lyons High School. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith, Trey Tolley on that live stream video on SalinaPost.com. You can watch that free of charge and even on demand anytime you want. Brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag. Here's the kickoff by Hopkins, taken at the 10 by Detrell Stanley. He makes his way out to the 20, 21, 22, and then knocked out of bounds there by Tyson Keller and Tiernan Potachik on the play for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah. Sorry, you don't see many kickoff returns just with one receiver anymore. The Lyons is going with that. Give Stanley credit. Stanley right there had nowhere to go. Decided to put the ball in the left arm, lower his head. Detrell Stanley's doing what he can to gain as many yards as he can for Lyons.
In a battle of the Cardinals tonight, 2A Hoisington is at 3A Cheney, and that game right now with 4:25 left to go in the first quarter is tied at 6-6. Here it's 22-0, Southeast of Saline. About 4.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. We do not have a game clock, don't have a scoreboard on right now either, but we know that Southeast of Saline so far winning this game is Lyons on their fourth possession. Take the ball right at the middle, and they will get a yard.
Yeah, and right there you see the ball. It's the weak side linebacker, it's Bryson Lippold, that just comes across. That means the defensive line's doing everything they need to do. They're connecting with their offensive linemen. They're getting a good fit. You see Lippold just came and wiped everything out. It's a great play from 48 from that weak side, Bryson Lippold.
Argenis Montanez on the carry that time for Lyons. 1 yard on the play. Out to the 23-yard line. Try the run, this time to the left side, and it's Montanez again, and he will lose yardage on this play, as he will lose 2.
And it's Gebhardt in the backfield. And I think that's one thing that we talk about Gebhardt's offensive exploits all the time, rightfully so. But what he does defensively, getting guys lined up, making sure they're in the right spots. I have a feeling Grady Gebhardt watches a lot of film. And he knows exactly. He can just watch a team line up in their formation. He knows what play's coming. He's a Luke Keckley type. Like, he can tell you what's going to come, and he's always in the right spot.
3rd and 11, ball on the turf. Weller's there for Southeast, but Montanez ends up covering it up for Lyons. That will cost them more yardage and push them back to the 17-yard line. So that'll be a loss of 5 on the play. And again, the offense for Lyons failing to get positive yardage. Football right now sitting back at the 17, and Lyons will be in punt formation once again. Jacobson and Hopkins back at about their own 40-yard line. I think they just said, let's regroup on the scoreboard over the weekend. It is totally shut off now.
And it
may not be a bad thing. Here's the punt. Maybe partially blocked. I don't know. That ball came out really funky and took an angle over to the left-hand side, and the Lyons sideline goes out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. And Southeast of Saline, once again, will have really good field position as they continue to start out here with a short field. They may have 50 points at halftime and maybe 100 yards of offense just because of the field that they've been playing on has been so short. Thank you to that Trojan defense.
Yeah, without a doubt. That Trojan defense is just initiating everything that's going on. And it makes it decreases your play call list right now. But I think Coach Gephardt's fine with that. Let your defense just go eat and let your offense work.
Eli Jennings grabs the football, snaps it back to Jacobson. Jacobson's ball takes flight a little bit over there to the left-hand side and goes through the hands of Malachi Hopkins. Gannon not great starting this game in the passing game. He is 1 of 4 passing the football for 18 yards.
And this is one of those difficult things. Like, right, how do you coach this game? How do you get your players to play for this game? You have a script, right? You have your first 15. We hear about all the time. In the NFL. But you want to run your plays and make sure they're working. But right now, Gannon's just not on track.
Here's Gebhardt. Jump cut to the outside. Has to take on 2 Lions. He gets tripped up and brought down inside the 25 at the 24. It'll be a gain of 8 and a 3rd and 2 coming up. First carry for Grady Gebhardt that didn't end up in the end zone.
Yeah, unofficially, his 4th carry as well, where he got touched. And that's a good job from that Lions defense. I mean, we see right now, we see Ismael Chico right there that was part of that tackle, the 5'4", 120-pound cornerback. That ain't easy, but you appreciate that dude playing football and putting his nose with Grady Gebhardt.
2 receivers to the right-hand side. Jacobson will go away. It's a one-on-one isolation play with he and Hopkins. Malachi's going to catch it and then get hog-tied out of bounds. It'll be a first down for Southeast of Saline, just shy of the 20-yard line. It'll go for 4, and, well, they haven't signaled first down yet. It sure looked like he had it. Looked like Malachi was closer to the 20, as the sticks are closer to the 21, but Now we're going to see, and it is a first down. Pitch and catch, 4 yards, first down for Southeast of Saline. Jacobson to Hopkins on Malachi's first catch of the night.
And you always want to keep those players involved, right? Again, we can talk about the competition you're playing, do whatever, but you're always working on something. You're not working at some point. You're not working towards a win this evening. You're working towards a win, after Thanksgiving weekend in that state championship game. Like, that's the goal. So you're always working on things. We saw right there, Jacobs did a good job rolling out to the left side, got his shoulders turned, a nice strike to Hopkins.
A penalty on the end of that play. Probably had something to do with the way Malachi was tackled over there, and it's going to push the ball to the 10-yard line as Southeast of Saline will call a timeout. 22-0. We'll step away, take a break. Back with more Trojan football after this on KINA.
Are you looking to upgrade your home with high-quality flooring and appliances? Look no further than Salina Appliance and Flooring. We're your one-stop shop for all your home improvement needs. We offer a wide selection of flooring and appliance options. Visit our showroom today located at 740 North 9th or our website at salinaappliance.com.
The Appliance Center, your local, trustworthy, and family-owned appliance dealer, providing sales, service, and parts for Salina and the surrounding area since 1980. The Appliance Center, just north of Ace Hardware on Broadway in the red and white building. Stop in today and experience the Appliance Center difference.
It's natural to think that insurance is complicated, but at Farmers Agency, we know a thing or two about helping to make it easier by explaining your available coverage options. And with over 25 years of experience in insurance, we can help you through the process step by step. Call Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to learn more today.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Well, it turned into a timeout, also turned into the end of a quarter. So at the end of one, Southeast of Saline leads Lyons 22-0 as we are back here at Lyons High School. Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith as we take a check of the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Right now, Salina Central after one. They lead Newton 14-0. Wamego and Buhler, they're doing battle in a clash of 4A schools that are pretty good at football. Wamego leading 7-0 at the end of one as well. Russell, who is undefeated, right now 4-0 for the Broncos. They are tied up with Phillipsburg after the first quarter, 7-7. That's a check of your Bennington State Bank scoreboard here at Southeast of Saline, 22-0. Grady Gebhardt, 3 first quarter rushing touchdowns for Southeast of Saline.
And Devin, very quickly, just wanted to throw this out there. Like, my favorite thing about being at Southeast of Saline right now is you get to watch Gannon Jacobson and Grady Gebhardt, like, in classrooms, right? So today, they were doing math facts with Nash Ring and Sutton Scott, second graders. So seniors and second graders. Could you imagine being a second grader, having Grady Gebhardt and Gannon Jacobson help teach you math facts? I mean, they're both geeked up. It's a game day. These guys, every single game day is the same for these two. I mean, they're always out there at the breakfast tailgate. Those are superstars. And second graders, that's what just feeds into this program.
Jacobson on the little play action fake handoff. He's going to throw it out right-hand side, and it's Lippold with a walk into the end zone for the second consecutive week. Bryson Lippold with a receiving touchdown on the pass from Gannon Jacobson.
Yeah, and Bryson Lippold is always that guy that's always in the right spot. And I have a feeling, when we get to November football, when we're in the playoffs and things are going well, Bryson Lippold's going to have a huge part in a game or two. I mean, this kid is always in the right spot. He's always doing the right thing. He's rewarded right there from a Gannon Jacobson touchdown pass.
So first play of the second quarter. 11:54 we'll call it. Jacobson, his first touchdown pass of the night to Bryson Lippold. 2-point conversion pending. It's Grady Gebhardt on a sweep right-hand side, and he's going to get the inside of the pylon. 2-point conversion good by Grady Gebhardt. So put another 8 points on the board, 30-0 Southeast of Saline as we step away. Trojan football tonight is brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag.
The Kansas City Chiefs earn championship rings, bold, brilliant, and one of a kind. Now you can have a ring that's just as unforgettable. At Vernon Jewelers in Salina, we create custom rings that tell your story. From stunning engagement rings to personalized designs, our craftsmanship makes every piece a winner. Celebrate life's biggest moments with a ring that's truly yours. Stop by Vernon Jewelers, downtown Salina since 1884. We're not old, we're just really good at what we do.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back once again here in Lyons. Big salt plant right across the road here from Lyons High School. Malachi Hopkins kicks it away again. It's going to bounce at the 10. Detrell Stanley will take it at the 5. Here he comes back across. He's at the 10, 15. Little shake and bake move. Gets him to the 20. Ball loose, but it's going to be recovered by Lyons. That could have been a costly deal there for Lyons, but that ball came out and squirted out to the side where a teammate was able to pick it up, or cover it up, for Lyons, and they will start out at their own 20-yard line.
And this goes back to that Southeast Saline special teams hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Like, I think they're aware of that as well, right? Like, they're figuring a way, how do you do that? You pop the ball loose, somebody can scoop and score, but Lyons did a great job getting back on the football. This Southeast Saline phases, all right? It's all about phases, special teams, defense, offense. We've seen all 3 aspects just control tonight, and you saw right there, the special teams wants a touchdown.
Potachik in there right now playing corner on the left-hand side for Malachi Hopkins. Caden Berrigan over to the right-hand side. It's Hollab and Jacobson playing safety right now for Southeast of Saline. David Pando, the junior quarterback, takes the snap. Handoff inside. Tegan Link will take it out of the backfield as he's looking for some hard-earned yards, and he will plunge ahead for about 2. That'll bring up, 3 yards. Second down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, really tough run right there. And you saw that offensive line. This is what you need to do. It's 1 or 2 yards here. They got 3. All right? Try to get 3 again. Make it third and manageable.
One of the few positive yardage plays that Lyons has had tonight.
But you saw Xander Young just put his head down and just get positive yards. That's exactly what you need to do for your Lions.
2 receivers, right-hand side. Pando rolling out that way. Might have looked like he was going to run it, but at the last minute rises up and throws in a pass that's going to be complete out about the 37-yard line by Argenis Montanez.
Yeah, Montanez did a great job just understanding where he was on the field. We saw him, he was open, but he just kept both feet in bounds. He only needs 1 in high school, but he did a great job just breaking himself down. That's one of those plays, a little outside flood. He just kept both feet in bounds, made sure he secured the football. First down for Lyons.
Longest offensive play of the night, 15 yards for Lyons, and a rare first down. Here's Tegan Link sweeping to the left-hand side, and he will lose about 3 yards.
Yeah, and you saw right there again, the defensive line. Gosh, they're tough. Like, I don't want to discredit anything Lyons is doing because this defensive line, it doesn't matter who they're playing, they're just so flippin' tough, and they do everything right, and they read the flow. You just saw them all going, their hands on, they're throwing offensive linemen off, they're looking for the football. It's a great team tackle from that defensive line from Southeast.
Well, and you have collectively what may be one of the best linebacking cores in the state.
Yes.
But you got to get past the front guys first. I mean, that's the just terrifying thing about this defense. Here's a pass out. Pando will get it back to the original line of scrimmage once again, and it's going to be driven back there. Xander Young on that play.
And again, it's all levels, right? Like right there, Potachik knew what play was coming. We talk about scouting and knowing what's going on. Potachik knew that little out route was coming, but there was also blitzing coming from your linebacking core. And all of a sudden that ball had to get out quick, and Potachik knew, hey, this ball's coming right at me. He did a good job just wrapping up right there, making a tackle.
Pando 5 of 6 throwing the football. They're just not getting much yardage. Here's a third down and 11. Pando wants to throw again. He's being chased, and he's just going to throw that ball away, and that will be incomplete.
Incomplete was intended for number 10.
They're going to say it's tipped, so no consideration of intentional grounding on that play. 4th down and 11 coming up. 9:31 left to play, we think, here in the second quarter. 30-0. Southeast of Saline set to get the ball back. Now we'll see Caden Berrigan and Malachi Hopkins back to return this punt.
And again, this is fun seeing different returners, right? Like, seeing what they can do. And I'm assuming if I'm Coach Mitch Gebhardt, I'm looking at what the guy does without the ball if you're returning right here. What kind of block are you going to make?
Villasenor had to get that high punt snap back down and under control, and then he uncorks the football safely, and a short kick to the right-hand side will give Southeast of Saline their worst starting field position of the night as they start out at their own 40-yard line. 60 yards in front of them as they lead 30-0. Remember, their starting spots back in the first quarter were at the Lyons 10, the Lyons 27, the Lyons 37, and then the Lyons 33. So needless to say, Southeast of Saline hasn't had any breakout home run plays yet. Their longest play of the night was a 27-yard Grady Gebhardt touchdown run on 3rd down and 10. From the 40, Trojan offense back out there. Jacobson loaded up on the right-hand side. He will roll that way. Stops, and he's taken down for a loss of 1 yard. Nice play there for Lyons and Xander Young.
Yeah, and it's right there. It looked like Jacobson was as soon as lead blockers would kick out that outside edge. The outside edge was unaccounted for right there. That's when you just got to plant your foot and just go if you're Gannon. You just got to go, not worry about that outside edge, and just follow your running backs. I mean, if you're going to get behind Grady Gebhardt, that seems like a pretty nice person to follow. But right there, good job from Lyons.
2nd down and 11. Hopkins comes out, split wide to the left by himself. Now in motion, Amarion Holub. He will take the football, and the jet sprint coming around. Has Gebhardt out in front. Look out. It's Gebhardt and Holub. Amarion sprinting down the left-hand sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds. Boy, the last man to get Amarion Holub will run him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. What a play that was.
And that's Xander Young. That's Xander Young just coming from that opposite side, just coming over. He had the angle, and right there, Holub couldn't get around. But you're seeing Southeast go fast now. That's something you always want to work on, going fast.
From the 30, that was a 36-yard run from the 25 now. Jacobson, play action, rolls out to throw. Has his man. It's Lippold again. Bryson Lippold looking to score again. Runs over a line, and he's going to score. Bryson Lippold from 25 yards away had an obstruction in his way, and it did not matter. Bryson Lippold now with 2 touchdowns on the night.
Gosh darn, that's a great job from Lippold, just securing that football. Had about 10 yards, all of a sudden met a defender near the end zone and just destroys the defender as he just runs him over to get his 2nd touchdown of the night. Great reception from Lippold.
2 touchdowns, 1 of 10, now 1 of 25 for Bryson Lippold, as Southeast of Saline will line up in a standard formation to try to go for a 2-point conversion. Here's the fake to Gebhardt. Jacobson straight up the middle, and he has a huge hole to run through. Gannon Jacobson will cash it in for a 2-point conversion. 8.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. It is 38-0. Southeast of Saline in control of this one as you listen to Trojan football here on KINA.
He's looking end zone. Touchdown, Kansas Wesleyan. Coyote fans, don't forget that Copyco is the only retailer in town where you can buy great gear at a great price to showcase your K-Dub pride. Don't see what you're looking for on the racks? They can custom make items so you can support any athlete on any team, from t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more. Your home for Kansas Wesleyan gear is Copyco in Salina, located at 2346 Planet Avenue.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts, in the field baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Malachi Hopkins puts the ball in the air. It'll be taken by Detrell Stanley back at the 11-yard line. Now he's looking for some place to go. Finds a hole, though, and he's coming through, but then taken down very strongly that time by Southeast of Saline. On the coverage team, looks like on the tackle for Southeast of Saline that time, taking down the return man was Kane Sawyers on the tackle. So 2 touchdowns now, back-to-back for Bryson Lippold after that drive for Southeast of Saline that started out at their own 40-yard line. It was a 60-yard drive. The 2-point conversion by Gannon Jacobson was good. And the scoring recap is brought to you by Dr. Andrew Westbrook at Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. His walk-in clinic is open on Monday and Thursday mornings. Lions will put 3 wide receivers out to the right as they start out here at their own 29-yard line. Quarterback design keeper, and boy, that is just a tough road in there as Pando runs right into Drew Weller that time.
Yeah, Drew Weller. Just a great job. Again, the entire defensive line, great job. It's just Drew Weller was right there in the right spot. And it's difficult. You talk about like when you have a quarterback run game that makes the game 11 on 11. If you're handing the ball off, it's 10 on 11 because your quarterback's not doing a lot. So you like this game if you can get a quarterback run game 11 on 11. However, how do you get this guy on the perimeter? Because you can't go up the middle against this Southeast Saline defense.
2nd down and 11 after losing a yard on 1st down. Here's Pando retreating back, throws it up, goes off the fingertips that time of his big receiver. Looked like it was going to Teagan Link that time. Kenyon Douglas in the area as the pass goes incomplete.
Yeah, you saw Teagan Link again on the outside. So here's what Lyons is trying to do. They're trying to get receivers on the outside, just the out breaks. You can't do anything in the middle because of that defensive line. So you're trying to get guys on the outside, trying to make these little 5-yard outs, see if you can make a guy miss. The problem is there's so much pressure. These little pitch and catches aren't happening. They're not as easy as you'd like them to be. It's making it really difficult for Lyons to get anything going offensively.
2 wide receivers out to the right for a 3rd down and 11 from the 28-yard line. Link in motion. They flood that side on the right-hand side. The pass is going to go to Link, and he will have it momentarily at the 31-yard line, but then he is hit, and that ball comes loose. Grady Gebhardt, Killian Vaughn, Kenyon Douglas all in the area for Southeast of Saline as that ball popped free.
Yeah, it's Kenyon Douglas. We can continue to say just Kenyon Douglas, Bryson Lippold, these two are just always in the right spot. Douglas was exactly where he needed to be. He didn't get fooled. One thing we haven't talked about Douglas, he's the snapper on the swinging gate. Like, this guy can do absolutely anything you need him to do. And we saw right there, just in the right spot. He knew exactly where he needed to be defensively, makes the tackle to force a 4th down.
2nd on the team in total tackles behind Brody Chambers coming into this game. Here's another punt by Villasenor, and it's going to bounce between the 35 and the 40-yard line, and Southeast of Saline will take over there at their own 37-yard line. Another sighting of the Trojan offense coming out onto the field after they already lead here 38-0. Some kind of sentimental memories here on this field. The last time we were here, the senior class were freshmen then. Grady Gebhardt scored his first rushing touchdown on this field, and he did it off of a handoff from brother Luke Gebhardt and ran it over to the side where brother Jake Gebhardt was blocking for him. So a good Gebhardt memory here on this field in Lyons.
And who would have known it would have turned into one of the greatest high school careers. I mean, we're going to talk about Gebhardt's career for years and years.
Caden Berrigan made a nifty move on the outside, nearly got around everybody, but he's going to get a nice pickup on 1st down and move the chains for Southeast of Saline. Takes it across the 50 to the 49. A beautiful move there for 14 yards for KB.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you need to do. You want to get your playmakers the ball, and you want to let them work. Because, again, we know the score. It's 38-0, but you still got to let your playmakers play. Like, they've worked their tail off all week for this game. It's 1-0. That's the mentality. You got to let them play their tails off, at least for the first half.
Here's Douglas on the sweep. Gebhardt out in front. Look out. 30-20. Put it in the books. All the way down to the end zone. Kenyon Douglas gets a touchdown for Southeast of Saline. A 49-yard touchdown run on his longest sprint of the year.
And Devin, I love it. I love seeing Douglas. I love seeing Lippold. I love seeing them get their flowers. I love seeing them, get the touchdowns, get the things, because they do all the dirty work. We talk about them all the time doing the little things, but when you score, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more fun. And right there we saw it, but it looks like the play's coming back.
Flag on the play, perhaps?
Might be offsetting. We saw a horse collar as Douglas going into the end zone, but nobody from Southeast moved. I didn't see a flag near the line of scrimmage. I missed that one, but I definitely saw the horse collar, but they're going to bring it back.
And they will walk this from the line of scrimmage that was the 49 back to the 41. So that's a 10-yard penalty. So take the touchdown off the board for Kenyon Douglas.
Holding on the Trojans.
So they must have waved off the horse collar. There was a flag near the end zone, so they must have waved that off because that would have been offsetting penalties. We just would have replayed a mulligan, if you will. But it looks like they waved the horse collar off, and it's holding on Southeast.
So back in Lyons territory at the 41 now. Jacobson Little flag pass out to Douglas. Canyon has it again. And this time he's dragging a line. Gets away. Canyon Douglas is going to house it again. He said, you take one touchdown away, I'm going to score another. Has one line to beat. And he will do it. Canyon Douglas, are you kidding me? This time from 59 yards away.
Okay, you want to talk about leadership? We talk about Mitch Gebhardt, what a great coach he is. That's leadership. That's how you get guys to buy in nonstop. You just ran 60 yards for a touchdown that was called holding on us. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give you the ball right back. We're going to give it to you again. Go do it again. And that's exactly what Canyon Douglas did. He answered the call. Gosh, I got chills, Devin. I mean, that's awesome. Like, we trust you. That's what Coach Gebhardt's saying. What a great job from Canyon Douglas.
It's the third passing touchdown for Gannon Jacobson of the night, but Douglas did most of the work on that. Jacobson now rolling out, little fake pitch, and he's going to get Malachi Hopkins in the back of the end zone. Southeast of Saline, they had a touchdown taken off the board, but they get it right back, and the Trojans lead it with 6:49 left to go here in the second quarter, 46-0. It's brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush and a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
The freakishly fast rock.
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof, she's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush and a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here, 6:50 left to go. In the second quarter, Malachi Hopkins ready to kick it away once again. Excuse me, it's Levon Hopkins. They've slipped him into the game. Levon's going to take the kick. It's going to be Detrell Stanley again, back just inside the 10-yard line. He'll bring it out to the 20. A little slip move. He gets through the crowd, and looking for fresh air, he's going to come out to the sideline and run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Nice return there by Detrell Stanley, who is getting his work in tonight in the return game.
Yeah, he definitely is. And right there, I think that's a great business decision from him. He understands he's got a couple more kickoff returns probably coming for the rest of the night. Get out of bounds. Stay safe. Stay healthy. It's the number one thing. And that's what we want every Friday night, right? Like, we want every player to be able to play the next Friday night. If he cuts that ball at field, I don't know if he's going to be safe. So he did a great decision right there. Get out of bounds.
46-0 the score. Southeast of Saline out in control of this one, looking to keep that winning streak going. So far, no opposition from Lyons. Two wide receivers to the right-hand side. Pando, the quarterback, keeps it, and he runs right smack dab into Brody Chambers. Brody tackles him, but then tackling Brody for Southeast of Saline was Tristan. You got to give Tristan some prompts, right?
You do, yes.
He's like, there's no room for me on that quarterback, so I'm just going to tackle Brody tackling the quarterback.
You're exactly right. Here's my favorite thing about Brody Chambers. Like, you see a lot of guys on game day. Like, here's what the dress-up rule is. If you're a starting defensive player, you wear your starting defensive shirt. The rest of the players wear jerseys. Brody Chambers wears his defensive shirt with dress pants and dress shoes, because every day, he said, is a business day. Every Friday night is a business decision that he's making. He dresses up for business, and you see it every Friday night as he makes another tackle right there. Brody Chambers is a special kid.
Yeah, there's just not much money to be made there on the inside with those runs if you're going at Brody Chambers, and it looks like the running back for Lyons is getting up a little bit slow. That's Xander Young.
And we're starting to see this. I mean, obviously, we talk a lot about Weller. We talk a lot about Chambers. Let's talk about Swank. I mean, Swank is developing. Only a sophomore. I mean, this kid is going to be something special. I mean, he's just right in that same mold as Weller and Chambers. And when you're playing alongside those dudes, you just work.
Here's a pass over to the right. That's going to be caught. A nice catch out here on the edge for Lyons to Detrell Stanley. And that will be a gain of 5.
Yeah, we've seen Stanley do that a couple times. He does a great job shaking the DB, and Potacek had great coverage on him right there. Just a good catch from Stanley. Kept a foot in bounds, and nice reception from Lyons and Mr. Stanley.
4th down and 6. Lions in punt formation once again. 5:18 left to go here in this second quarter. Keep it tuned right here at halftime. We will talk to Wade Castleman. A busy time here in the last couple weeks for Southeast Cross Country. And Villasenor will kick this one out of bounds.
Which is a good play, right? Like, let's talk about like punt and net average and what you need to do. As a punter right there, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to kick that ball too far. All of a sudden you got to kick your coverage. You give the ball to the athletes back here. You give Jacobson, you give one of the Hopkins. It might be a Berrigan. Anytime you give them the ball, that's bad news normally for your special teams. So kick that ball out of bounds, try to angle it. That's a great job right there. Just shift the field a little bit, make this a little tougher road to work if you're Southeast.
From their own 38, Lions running a couple of substitutes on here late. Southeast of Saline starts a new drive. Here's Gebhardt, bounces through the hole, look out. Grady out in the open. There's a flag on the play. Grady might take this one the distance as he's looking for more space, but there's a flag back here at about the 10-yard mark of that carry. They will have to come back as Gannon Jacobson has his hand on his hips, waiting for everybody to come back and see him.
Yeah, this will be an interesting penalty call. We'll wait for the White Hat. They're going to call a hold. I didn't see it. It's a tough call. These games are also difficult to officiate, right? Like, I mean, everybody understands the situation, and they're difficult. You're teaching your offensive linemen. You're teaching your exterior guys, your wide receivers. You want to get that good fit. That good fit is the shoulder pads. You want to grab inside the shoulder pads. You make sure your hands don't go to the outside. So you grab inside. It's not a hold if you grab inside. However, if you see that you have too good a position, you're gonna get penalty flags called every once in a while, as it is a hold call in Southeast. I'm assuming when you go back and look on film, it's exactly what they're taught to do. But these officials, they get it. They understand what's going on tonight.
So this will back Southeast of Saline up to the 37-yard line.
There's a spot foul, so it's first down and 11 on the 37.
So Southeast will try it again. This time the fake to Gebhardt. Gannon Jacobson will keep it. Now he's out for a leisurely stroll, and he's going to go all the way down the field. Lions chasing. Nobody's going to catch him as Gannon just makes that one look about as easy as what you can from the 37-yard line. A 63-yard Gannon Jacobson rushing touchdown.
And that offensive line just created everything right there. The little motion to Gebhardt. And what do you do if you see Gebhardt have any motion? You have to have all eyes on him. Gebhardt runs in motion with the empty backfield. All of a sudden, a little play action on that jet motion, and it's just Jacobson to the house.
4th rushing touchdown of the season for Gannon Jacobson. That one of 63 yards, and now they will try to go for the extra point kick. And we'll see Adam Teal try his hand at kicking. So you're telling me this Trojan team has 3 kickers. Placement down, Teal's kick is up, and it is good. The first successful extra point kick of the year for Southeast of Saline.
And this is 53-0 right now. 4:38 left to go in the half. But here's what you're always doing if you're Coach Gebhardt. You're always coaching, right? Like, you're always concerned with the playoffs and what's going to happen. You're always trying to find that kicker. There's going to be a game sometime this year that's going to come down to an extra point or a field goal or something that you need a kicker. Here's where you're working. Like you said, it's the 3rd kicker we've seen so far this year. You're always working on everything, and that's something time gives you. Time meaning you have everybody at every single off-season practice. They're always there during the summer for optional workouts. You get more time because you're playing in the postseason. You have guys working out. Adam Teal, looked like right there, has been working on something. He understands what he can input to the team, and he can be a big factor, when we get to November, when things get a little bit cold, pressure gets a little bit tighter. Adam Teal just nailed his first field goal attempt, or his first extra point attempt of his career, and just drilled it. And that's something you're always looking at if you're a coach. How can we make our team a little bit better? How can we add that little wrinkle right there? And it's a great job from Teal.
Number 9, Levon Hopkins.
So Levon Hopkins out there to kick. Jacobs, we talk about this every week, Tyler. I know we do, at least once. How easy he makes covering territory look. I mean, it's just, we knew he was going to take that one to the end zone. There's 5 guys chasing him, and it didn't matter. He just out there looked like he was just getting some steps in. There's another good Lions return. Has another return by Quanique Hamilton. Him and Detrell Stanley have taken turns back and forth.
Yeah, I like this Hamilton kid. Like, he's undersized, probably is running for his life, and he's out there, makes good decisions. He's secured the football so far. We saw an early fumble from him on a kick return, but ball was secured. But right now you're seeing it's higher and tighter. He's taking care of it. He's doing a good job just gaining yardage. Anytime you can get yardage from special teams opportunities, just bonus yards for your offense.
First down and 10 for Lyons. 4.5 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. They will start out from their own 31-yard line. Give it to the running back, to Xander Young. He's going to lose a couple of yardage. Weller gets up first from the bottom of the pile. He was also in there with Brody Chambers and Kenyon Douglas. Loss of 2 on the play.
And Weller, again, that's another name that we haven't spoken enough about, what he does defensively and offensively on that line. Like, nothing happens from Jacobson, from Gebhardt, offensively or defensively. If it's not somebody like Weller just getting his hands dirty, his nose dirty, he's always in the right spot, just destroys defensive and offensive lines. Just depends on where the ball is for Southeast.
2 receivers to the right-hand side. Pando will roll out that way. He'll have Tegan Link, who will catch the football out in front with the hands and then step out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Be a gain of 2 and put him back at the original line of scrimmage, maybe even a little bit more. We'll give him 3 on a 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, I like what Link can do. I mean, Link's a good-looking kid. He's a junior. 6'3", 200 pounds. Like, he can do some things. And again, we have to remember, this is Southeast Saline against Lyons. This is, unfortunately, a team that just doesn't have the numbers that Southeast has. And, you have the numbers and the names that Southeast has. It's tough sledding for everybody. But this Link kid, he can do some things.
3rd down and 9. 2 receivers to the right. Movement up front. As a flag will fly here, Brody Chambers got a little too anxious that time. They had him split out wide to the left for that down, and it will give Lions 5 yards to make their 3rd down and 9, a 3rd down and 4.
We've seen Chambers do so many things on the interior. Right there, like you said, they had him split out wide. It's 3rd and long. He's expecting pass. We've seen that rollout to the right. He's looking to go. He's looking to pin his ears back and go get a sack right there. Good play call from Lions to draw him off sides.
Josh Watkins in there at linebacker for this 3rd down and 4. Lions going to pass it. It's going to be incomplete. Tiernan Potacek in there on coverage for Southeast of Saline as the ball hits the turf. And we see a lot of guys coming into the game now. Marion Hollop is in there with Tiernan Potacek, Adam Teal, Caden Berrigan, Lyric Lilly at the linebacker level. Also out there for Southeast of Saline is going to be Jaden Kloster. I told you about Josh Watkins. Adam Teal, I told you about him. Still up front, though, it is going to be Chambers along with Tristan Swank and Drew Weller. Just plugging and playing, right?
And that's what Southeast does, right? It doesn't matter who it is.
Lions needs to get out past the 41 as Lions right now trying to draw Southeast of Saline offsides and get a 1st down via penalty. Now they're going to run the play. Here's Pando. Throws it out as he is running away from Drew Weller, and it's going to be incomplete. A turnover on downs here will give Southeast of Saline the ball back at the 37-yard line. Short field coming up once again here for the Trojans on offense.
And again, Panda right there, that wasn't a designed rollout, but he had to get out of the pocket. I'm sure he's just pleading with his offensive line, just give me a clean pocket, which is going to be impossible against this defensive line in Southeast. But he had to roll. He had to get out of there. He had to get rid of the ball quickly. Just nowhere to go right there. And that's just Southeast. Again, it's all 3 levels. It's defensive line, it's linebackers, and it's your defensive backfield.
Tiernan Potacek's going to take over the steering wheel of the car right now. He's going to come in at quarterback. He will have behind him Levon Hopkins. Tyson Keller in there as well. Adam Teal in there. Hopkins gets the give. Look out. There's a ton of room on the right-hand side. Levon looking for some fresh air. He's at the 20. Takes on a Lion, and he's going to make it all the way down close to the 10. Levon Hopkins puts that football back into the Can Equip red zone, sponsored by Case IH and your Can Equip dealer in Solomon.
And Devin, you just said it. It's plug and play. I mean, it's a completely different offensive line right now than we've seen in drives past. And they did the exact same thing, created huge gaping holes right there for Levon Hopkins to run through. It's a great job from southeast of Saline.
You just saw the receivers on that side just kind of collapse down inside, and Levon Hopkins was right there running right with him. Here's Tiernan Potacek. He takes off on a little read option play. That last run, by the way, for Levon Hopkins went for 24 yards down to the 13. Tiernan Potacek knocks off 3 yards on this play.
Yeah, good job from the Lions right there. Xander Young making the tackle on Potacek, and we've seen Potacek get loose. If you give him space, Potacek will do his thing. He'll find pay dirt, he'll find a touchdown, he'll find a first down. But right there, Xander Young did a good job wrapping him up.
3 yards on that play by Tiernan Potacek. They're going to play action to Levon Hopkins. Tiernan rolling out. Might have had the football stripped as he was trying to throw, and now Lyons has a takeaway. Lyric Lilly chasing, trying to get after Tegan Lincoln. This is going to be a pickup of the fumble and a return for a touchdown. And the Lions crowd all of a sudden has something to cheer about. Tiernan Potacek was under some pressure, went to throw that football, and it was stripped away and taken away by the Lions.
Hey, just a great individual play from Tegan Link. We talked about him earlier. Like, this is a good-looking dude. Like, he's somebody you got to keep your eyes on right there. And Link did a good job. So you see Potacek rolling up the left side, ball stripped from him. Link picks it up and takes it to the house. He had Lilly chasing him down. You saw the foot speed from Link. You know what? Like, this is what makes football great. Like, the score's out of hand. It's crazy, but you just saw this Lions crowd just go nuts.
And they got to shoot their fireworks off.
Yes, I think they might have a couple left.
53-6. And a timeout here for Lions before they go for the 2-point conversion, it looked like. So, on that play again, Tiernan was rolling out. Kind of had the football in his left hand. He's a southpaw quarterback and went to make a pass towards the end zone, but the pressure from behind just too much. The arm was going for it like Tiernan was trying to pass the football, but it hit the turf and came out, and then referees let the play develop. It got picked up by Tegan Link, and about 85 yards later, he outran a couple of Trojans that were chasing him from behind to get in the end zone.
And if you're Coach Mitch Gephardt, you kind of like this, right? You need some adversity. Like, you want something to be able to talk about at halftime, to talk about something when you're watching film. Somebody leaked. Like, there was definitely the offensive line didn't do everything. You shouldn't have your quarterback touch right there on a rollout like that. It happened, and that's exactly what Coach Gephardt wants from a night like this. You want to see some mistakes happen because those are coaching points that you can work on, tomorrow as soon as you go to film.
Lions will line up for the extra point kick. Villasenor out there. Snap is good. Hold looks okay, and the extra point kick is up and good. So the kick is successful, and Lions has their first score of the night, 53-7. Southeast of Saline leading, 2:34 left to go here in the second quarter. Back with more Trojan football. It's presented by Everhart Precision Ag.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
It's third down and 8 for the Trojans. They really need to make the right call here.
During the football game, it's crucial to make the right call. And in real estate, one call can bring a positive outcome from your real estate experience. Whether you're looking for rural property, upsizing to make room for the family, downsizing, or acquiring investment property, call Winnell Garrettson at salinahomes.com.
What a call! Touchdown, Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Lyons High School, 53-7 our score. Lions gets on the board for the first time. And I want to remind you, this presentation of Southeast of Saline football from Lions is brought to you by Kansas Bankers Technology and Technical Consulting, your partners in secure banking technology and seamless IT solutions. I want to thank them out for helping us get connected every single time. And here in Lyons, reception a little bit sketchy. You see probably some glitches on video from time to time, but for this area, that is perfectly normal. 53-7, our score. Tiernan Potocik and this Trojan offense back out onto the field. Potocik's going to hand it off to Levon Hopkins. He angles off right, 25. Gets around a couple of Lions to the 30 and then piles ahead to the 31. 11 yards on first down. Move the chains. It's another set of downs for southeast of Saline.
And Devin, how much fun is it watching Levon Hopkins with the ball? Like he has this thing high and tight. He's running like an old school running back. Keeps it high and tight, and he's delivering blows. Saw him in the Jamboree, had a fumble, and I'm assuming that fumble from the Jamboree, we're now talking 4 or 5 weeks ago, that was a coaching point. And now you're seeing that ball high and tight. He's not going to let anybody else take it away.
Potocik wants to throw. Pump fake, has Teal deep. He unloads it down the left-hand sideline. Adam Teal couldn't locate the football. He was looking inside, had to turn over the other shoulder, went from right to left, turned to the outside, and that ball was already past him, incomplete. Had the guy beat on the move. A little pump and go there from Tiernan Potocik and Adam Teal.
Yeah, he did, but great job from Teal. Like anytime you turn your head with the ball, coming at you is extremely difficult. Teal was tracking it. All of a sudden, had to turn his shoulders, just lost it in flight. But I love the play call. Let's go. It's still the first half. Let's see what you can do.
2:13 left to go. That incomplete pass will stop the clock. 2nd down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Potocik will keep it this time. A clean out block over there for southeast of Saline on that edge. Potocik still working, and he's going to make his way to the first down sticks. He's going to be really close to another first down as Brody Chambers destroyed somebody on that Lions defense.
Brody Chambers just is a football dude, right? It doesn't matter. I'm assuming if you and I were playing in a friendly pickup game against Brody Chambers, he's going to put our butts to the ground. Brody Chambers, you put him on the line of scrimmage, he's going to play football. Great block from Chambers.
That sounds like a horrible Thanksgiving to me. Here's Potocik out to the right-hand side, has it over there on the edge, and a running Casson Clover. And Clover gets ran out of bounds after he crosses midfield and gets between the 30 and 35-yard lines. That was a nice pitch by Tiernan Potocik out there to Clover.
And here's what I love the most about that play right there. It's a quick out, but the ball was delivered before Clover turned his head. That's just great timing from Potocik to Clover. Again, that's that young little, it's these two. They've worked a lot. When I say young, I mean guys that haven't been on the field a lot that we've seen on Friday nights, but just a great pitch and catch. That ball was thrown before Clover turned his head. Fantastic pickup.
25-yard pickup. Now they'll go back to Levon Hopkins, straight up middle. He will get into the second level of the linebackers and be brought down inside of the 25-yard line at the 24. It's a gain of 9 for Levon Hopkins, who now all of a sudden has 3 carries for 44 yards. There is a Lions player down after that play. 1:36 left to go here in the second quarter. We can take a check of the Bennington State Bank scoreboard here and let you know Phillipsburg and Russell at halftime. They're all tied up at 14 apiece. Abilene in the NCKO. They're beating Marysville. Score at halftime there. Cowboys 21, Bulldogs 0. Andale and Nickerson doing battle right now, and it's not much of one. Andale leading Nickerson 45-0. Also, Salina South leading Valley Center 17-7. Salina Central leading Newton at halftime 21-0. Buhler 14-7. Wamego over Buhler 14-7 at halftime. We'll keep you up on day with some of those scores as we go through the Bennington State Bank scoreboard coming up at halftime. As I mentioned, also Wade Castleman will join us talking southeast of Saline cross country at the half. So they had a split squad last weekend. Varsity team went to Lawrence to run at Rimrock. He sends the JV boys to Republic County to race in the varsity meet up there, and the junior varsity runners from southeast of Saline get first at Republic County.
There's just something in the water. Coach Castleman's actually knows are nice.
Here's a slant play. That one a little too tall for Adam Teal as it came out of the cannon from Tiernan Potocik. They also had a very successful day yesterday, by the way, at the Halstead Invitational. We'll go over all those results with Coach Castleman coming up here at half. 1:32 left to go in the second quarter.
And, Devin, I'm sure if you're a Lions fan right now, you're wondering why is Southeast looking to score? Why are they looking to do this? Because and we've answered this before, you can't replicate a 2-minute offense like this. You have your second team in there right now. You want them to get Friday night experience with 2 minutes to go.
Levon Hopkins again sliding off that right-hand side. He'll get down to the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 7 for Levon Hopkins. 51 yards so far on 4 carries for Levon.
And you're seeing the offensive line, a lot of it stayed intact. It's more of a rotation, not just a line change like we've seen with the running backs and the quarterback and everything else. You want to let them, keep them safe. Just see Potacek just destroy people up front. But you want your offensive line to be intact with that second string specialties, offensive set.
About 4 yards on that play. Second down and 6. 1 minute left here in the second quarter. Potacek, pitch out, left-hand side. Levon Hopkins slips a tackle, takes on another line, still driving those legs, and he's going to take it down nearly the 5-yard line. Another gain of 5 by Levon Hopkins on that play. Clock running, 42 seconds left to go. Switching a couple of guys in and out here is southeast of Saline. Tiernan Potacek looks over to the sideline. He's going to call a play. Hopkins lining up on his left hip, 32 seconds left to go. Potacek looks over his formation. He'll take the snap. Fakes it to Levon Hopkins. Potacek right up the gut, looking for the goal line. Still on his feet, and he'll score. Tiernan Potacek into the end zone. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year, and this one comes from 6 yards away.
Yeah, just a great read. I don't know how much reading there was. Like, you get that close. You have Kuhn you're following. You have Chambers. I will sign up to follow Kuhn and Chambers anytime I'm inside the 5 or the 10. I'll let them do the dirty work, and I'll just go be pretty. Great job from Potacek. Great read. Good touchdown from southeast of Saline, especially with that short clock.
Comes with 21.8 seconds left, so after the turnover, southeast of Saline does their job. They get back down, they recover, they put points back on the board. Now Adam Teal will have a chance here to kick it through for southeast of Saline. 1 of 1 on the night. This kick is a low bullet and no good. So the score will remain 59-7 after the Tiernan Potacek 6-yard touchdown run, his 4th of the season. Kick no good. Broadcast today is made possible in part by Technical Consulting, your community Microsoft and Cisco trusted partners, help bringing clarity and control to your technical life. Also want to thank Stardust Trophy and Awards, Downtown Salina, Suburban Appliance, also Mary Maids, and Salina Ortho. All helping bring you Southeast of Saline football here on KINA and also on SalinaPost.com with live stream video tonight presented by Everhart Precision Ag. 21 seconds left to go here before the break.
Devin, a huge shout out to Coach Carl Nolan. I mean, this is not an easy game to get your guys up for, but Coach Carl Nolan is the first guy out there to give his guy props when there's a good play, when there's a bad play. He's talking to his players about what they can do right, what they did wrong. You can just tell by his body language that he's delivering a correct message. Again, this is a difficult road for these guys. And man, I always like watching, what's going on elsewhere, and Coach Nolan's doing a good job keeping his guys engaged.
Here's the kickoff by Levon Hopkins. It's going to be taken by Hamilton back at about the 15-yard line. He has some space now, looking up the left-hand sideline, and he's going to step it out of bounds before he gets to midfield. 14 seconds left to go.
And again, we got some work defensively, right? Like this is, and that's a kick return. And now all of a sudden you give yourself an opportunity to do something. Okay, we're looking at the scoreboard. Not sure the timeouts,
44-yard line.
but here's where you want to see. So 2 timeouts left with Lyons. You want to get either something out of bounds, or if you're getting the middle of the play or the middle of the field, the clock will stop. You have 2 timeouts. You want to see something quick. You just can't run the ball here. You want to see something quick to the outside, or the middle of the field might be open, but just get on it quick if you're Lions.
From the 44, Pando will roll out from his quarterback spot and has a receiver over the middle of the field and went right off the hands and incomplete. Trying to make the catch that time was Elliott Hogue for Lyons. 8.6 seconds remaining.
And such a difficult situation for Lyons right now because Brody Chambers is lined up on that outside. And we've seen Brody play at that 0, which is that nose tackle. We've seen him come out to a 5, which is, lined up with that tackle. We've seen him come out to a 7, which is outside of everybody. Brody's kind of got, because he's so aware of the game, he's kind of got free reign right there on the defensive line. He understands the situations, and we saw right there he just took care of the rollout.
Here's the inside handoff, and those defensive linemen that you were just speaking of take care of that business, and that will be the last play of the first half. For technical reasons and setup reasons here on the road, we will not have Mitch Gebhardt's comments here at halftime after a 59-7 first 2 quarters of play. What we will have is your halftime report. Coming up, we'll take check of scores across the area with the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. We'll also check stats from the first half. And the Bank of Tesket Stat Check will also have Wade Castleman. It's all coming up next on the Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Southeast of Saline leads it here at the break, 59-7, as you listen to Trojan football here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach right off Crawford and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap, stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Let's head back to the stadium for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, Southeast of Saline football in Lyons today, and it's time to step off the football field and onto the running courses with Southeast of Saline cross country. Interview brought to you by Winnell Garrettson at Salina Homes, and it is cross country head coach Wade Castleman. Boy, Coach, you had a pretty big day yesterday as you went to Halstead and ran in a meet, and I just want to talk to you about the overall season first. You guys are already halfway through. You're kind of on the downhill slope, if you will, of your season. Just tell me how it's gone so far, and obviously these temperatures are a little bit of a challenge right now, but how do you feel overall about your teams?
You know, they're doing a really good job so far. They're improving. We've got some kids that are fighting a little bit of injury and just kind of not terrible injuries, but just some soreness and stuff. So, you know, we rested one of our varsity boys yesterday, and you know, right now we're not worried about peaking this early in the season. We want to peak in a couple weeks when it really, really matters. So we rested one of those guys yesterday, and we kind of ran through this meet. We had some tired legs after running at Rim Rock last Saturday, so on the high school side, and just, you know, kind of took it a little easier this week to kind of refresh a little bit, so we're ready to go for that last push at the end of the season.
You guys had a busy week last week. When you talk about Rimrock, you actually had a split squad where you had some kids go to Republic County, I think it was, and then also to Lawrence to Rimrock. Tell me about that week and how that went for you.
You know, we were fortunate, unfortunate that we had to cancel our home meet last Tuesday. But Republic County reached out to a lot of our league schools and invited us up to the Republic County meet, which was on Thursday. And so we took our kids that weren't going to be running at Rimrock. We took our junior high kids as well. And so they didn't lose a meet that way. And I went ahead and entered our JV boys in the varsity race, and they came away with the team title, which was kind of fun. You know, they got varsity experience and they won the meet. So yeah. It just shows that we do have some depth on the boys' side, which was great to have, and they got that experience and some success from it.
We talked about the Halstead meet that you guys were in yesterday, and let's start first with the junior high runners. An opportunity for them to come out and compete. Tell me how the junior high kids did yesterday at Halstead.
They did a great job. We've got 3 7th-grade girls. Baylor Brown. I'm not sure if she's lost a race yet this season. She won yesterday, and Lakin Perry was second, and Keely Hamill was 4th overall yesterday. So, it's fun to see them improve and get stronger every meet, and seeing that purple up at the front there. And 8th-grade girls, Skylar Duran was our second. She got 2nd overall yesterday. And Payson Murray was 3rd overall, and Avery Tripp was 4th. And those 3 girls at flip-flop positions usually are in the top 5 to 8 maybe, and they flip-flop places, finish orders, but they're consistent and doing a great job for us. And then boys-wise, we have one 7th-grade boy, and he ran a season-best time yesterday for the mile, and his name's Liam Breen. And then we have 2 8th-grade boys, Bryce Hartman and Dirksen Alexander, and Bryce was 4th and Dirksen was 27th in cross-country. This is their first year out for cross-country, so they're getting better each week. And junior high has next week at Riley County, and then they have their league meet the following week. So their season's quickly coming to an end.
Yes, it is. Let's talk about the high school kids. You were able to get a top 2 from both of your teams. Let's start, of course, with the ladies first. How did Southeast of Saline do there, coming in second to Cheney? How'd the individuals do?
They did a nice job as well. Piper Brown got 1st place overall yesterday. Anna Jackson was 4th. Reagan Duran was 6th. Ava McGraw was 7th. Layla Lund, 37th. Aaliyah Barnaby, 47th, and Brooklyn Hartman, 58th. And their times are starting to drop. We're still hoping to close that gap down between our 4th and 5th runner. And if we can do that, then, we'll be in contention of doing something good. But we've really got to try and close that gap down. It's just too big right now. But they're working at it. They're getting stronger every week. We had some of the girls ran their season best times yesterday, so I can't fault them there.
On the guys' side, you had 7 runners in the top 20 on your way to a team title. How'd the guys do yesterday? Pretty good day for them, wasn't it?
It was. They did a good job. Braden Walker was 1st yesterday, followed by Jacob Bircher, 4th, Zachary Carlin, 6th, Brooks Carlin, 10th, Edgar Calzada, 14th, Caleb Knopf was 15th, and Joseph Bircher, we moved him up to run for our Cole Franklin, who didn't run yesterday. And Joseph's just a freshman. He was 18th overall, and he ran a personal best yesterday. So, he did a nice job stepping up and running in the varsity race for us, and really happy with his performance yesterday.
As we mentioned, this season just rapidly getting away from us right now. What's next for you? What's the next week look like for you guys?
So next week, Salina Central and Salina South are hosting their home meet on our course. So, which is nice that we get to run on our home course. We feel that we compete very well on our course. It's a fast course for us. So hopefully the temperatures, since it's in the morning on Saturday, temperatures should be nice. And it's supposed to be a little cooler towards the end of next week. So, we're looking to run some fast times next week. It's going to be our only chance to run on our home course. We were hoping to get to host a regional, but regionals came out, and we will be going to Wichita Trinity to run for regionals. So this is our one and only chance to run on our home course, so we want to take advantage of it.
Should be an exciting week. Hope everybody comes out and roots on the Southeast of Saline cross-country team next Saturday on campus at SCS. Coach Wade Castleman, thanks for joining us here at halftime. We'll look forward to more conversations about cross-country.
Thank you, Devin. Appreciate it.
Back with more halftime after this. Southeast of Saline football in Lyons here on KINA.
You're a working man with a job to do.
This is Jeff with Vanderbilt in Salina. Some people call us the work boot center of the universe. With over 10,000 pairs of boots in stock, yes, that's 10,000 pairs of boots under one roof. Hundreds of styles to fit your working, riding, or walking needs. Stop in and try on a pair of boots from the old classics to the new technology to find the comfort and durability you're after.
The recent storm could have done a real number on your roof, but how would you know? Is your home vulnerable to future damage? Call Bryson Flax at Ryan Roofing today. An in-person roof inspection is necessary to evaluate damage. Rely on Bryson to perform a free roof assessment. Inspect, assess, and resolve. Protect your home and make sure your insurance policy provides the coverage you deserve. Roofs, windows, siding, and gutters on your home or business. Call Bryson Flax at Ryan Roofing, always supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Visit Suburban Appliance Center to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash. This is the 2-in-1 removable agitator. This Whirlpool washer has flexible capacity. You can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items of smaller loads. This opens up space in the wash tub and allows you to wash bulky items like comforters with no problems. Shop at Suburban Appliance Center and get twice the washer you have at home. Suburban Appliance Center. Quality service with every purchase. Located on South 9th, next to Genesis Health Clubs.
At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
He's looking end zone. Touchdown, Kansas Wesleyan. He's looking end zone. Touchdown, Kansas Wesleyan. Coyote fans, don't forget that Copyco is the only retailer in town where you can buy great gear at a great price to showcase your K-Dub pride. Don't see what you're looking for on the racks? They can custom make items so you can support any athlete on any team, from t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more. Your home for Kansas Wesleyan gear is Copyco in Salina, located at 2346 Planet Avenue.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts. In the field, baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Back here at Lyons High School, we are at halftime on the Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. 59-7. Southeast of Saline leads it as we check our numbers from the first half. Let's first look at Lyons. David Pando has completed 7 passes, attempting 14 for 31 yards. His favorite target so far has been Detrell Stanley. 3 catches, 9 yards. Lyons 31 yards passing. They have negative 19 yards rushing for a total of 12 yards of offense at halftime. For Southeast of Saline, Gannon Jacobson, 6 of 9, throwing the football, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions in his time at quarterback tonight. Gannon also ran the ball 4 times for 79 yards and a touchdown. Grady Gebhardt finished with 5 rushes. His first 3 carries, all touchdowns. Ends up 5 carries, 55 yards with those 3 touchdowns. Also, Levon Hopkins, 6 carries, 60 yards so far. Tiernan Potachik, 3 carries, a touchdown, 19 yards. Canyon Douglas, 1 carry, that got called back. That went for 49 yards. That was a touchdown, but they called it back, and then Kenyon Douglas went for a 59-yard touchdown reception. Also, Amarion Holla, 36 yards. On rushing the football, 5 different Southeast players have caught a pass. Malachi Hopkins, 4 yards. Caden Berrigan, 14 yards. Adam Thiel, 18 yards. Bryson Lippold, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, 35 yards. And we talked about Kenyon Douglas, that catch for 59 yards. So far, all in all, for Southeast of Saline, 249 yards. Rushing the football, 155 yards. Passing for a total of 404 yards of offense here at the break. That's the updated numbers and statistics from the first half, brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. Really haven't got any score updates as of late on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. We had a bunch of games hit halftime right before we did. Well, we already have games deep into the third quarter like Bueller and Wamego. The Crusaders and the Red Raiders, they are all tied up at 14 apiece. 2:40 left to go in the third. Also going on, Hugoton right now, probably a bit of an upset in the making. They're beating Scott City 10-0 at the end of 3. El Saline, they win another game. It's 4 in a row for the Cardinals as they go into Solomon and have a short night again. 50-0. El Saline wins that one. How about this one? Junction City and Hayes. Junction City upset Manhattan last week. Manhattan, I understand, 6 turnovers in that game, but looks like the Blue Jays are legit. They're leading Hayes right now, 21-13 at halftime. Also, we told you before we went to half, Phillipsburg and Russell were tied up 14-14 at the break, and Abilene leading Marysville 21-0 at halftime as well. Andale leading Nickerson 45-0 in the second half. Salina South leading 17-7 over Valley Center at halftime, and also Salina Central up 21-0 over Newton at the break. Here it's 59-7 at halftime. Southeast of Saline leading over the Lyons. Lyons will take a 2-minute break and be back with more Southeast of Saline football. The third quarter is right around the corner here on KINA.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush and a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
The freakishly fast rock.
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof, she's full. Real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush and a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Like you're just about ready to start third quarter action. Running clock will be in effect here for Southeast of Saline Lions. Our chance to remind you, Elite Sports Paintball once again. Those darn zombies, they're at it again. You can go out there and you can actually paintball zombies. It's an interactive ride. You get on a trailer and it takes you through a course where there are zombies all over the place, and you have not an unlimited amount of paintballs, but you got a lot of them. I mean, it's a lot. And you can go out and see Jake and the family out there at Elite Sports Paintball Complex for the Zombie Expedition. First weekend for Zombie Expedition will be next weekend. It starts on Saturday, October 11th. Go on out, see Jake and the crew, and you can learn more and buy your passes ahead of time at zombieexpedition.com. Also, check out the Salina Post Facebook page and X or Twitter at SPostSports. After the game, you can see video highlights from all around the area, including the games that we have here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Those highlights every single weekend after Friday night. High school is proudly presented by the Billings Group. Would tell you a lot about the SES Booster Bash coming up next weekend, but it is officially sold out. No more seats. Another great job by the Booster Club.
Hey, can I just say the work behind the scenes that I've seen?
It's
unbelievable. And it's amazing what it does for the community, what it does for the Southeast Saline. Not just, it's not a football thing, it's not a basketball thing, it's for the entire community. The Booster Bash, absolutely fantastic. And I've seen behind the scenes of how hard these people are working. gosh darn, it's great to be involved in this community when you see people working this hard.
Not only is it a great benefit and a great fundraiser to raise funds for things that we want to do, need to do, things of that nature. It's just a great fellowship type of event, a chance to kind of get away from work, so to speak, and just hang out and have some good food and bid on some great items that have been donated. I mean, I was super impressed last year for the first year. I was always told don't ever call anything the first annual, but now we're talking about the second year.
So now we can do it.
We can do second annual now.
And it's great when you get to see people with their hair down a little bit. You know, it's fun just to get out and be social. You want to come out and talk to some of the coaches, some of the administrators, some of the people that, you know, make these kids great. It's a great opportunity to do it, and it's great families that, you know, create that environment. It's always an awesome time.
We've talked about the Battle of the Cardinals. That's one of the top teams in Class 2A in Hoisington. We talk about them an awful lot in the West because it seems like they may be on a little bit of a collision course here with Southeast of Saline. They're going to Cheney tonight to play the 3A Cardinals, and that game right now is dominated by defense. Hoisington has just taken the lead. 2:59 left to go in the third. It's 12-6, the Cardinals of Hoisington over Cheney. That would be a big win, right?
That'd be huge, yes. And anytime you're competing with a Cheney team, fantastic. Let's keep it going if you're Hoisington.
Here's the kick by Villasenor. He's going to put a high end-over-end kick in the air. Will be brought back here by Southeast of Saline to the 20. Now 25. Look out, left-hand side. Southeast of Saline still on their feet and running. It's Christian Peterson. And Christian Peterson flirts with midfield as the freshman brings it back. And good field position start for Southeast.
Yeah, great job from the freshman Peterson. Right there, just got the edge on the left side. But you don't get that edge without great blocking up front. And that's special teams. We're still looking for that first special teams touchdown. Coach Gebhardt wants that, but that's a great return from the freshman Peterson, that whole core right there.
Casson Clover over here to the right-hand side. He will now move in a little bit tighter with this Southeast of Saline offense that will start out here at their own 42-yard line. Good field position here for the Trojans. Tiernan Potacek still in there at quarterback. This play is going to be blown dead at a procedure flag that will cost Southeast 5 yards to start out here. How about, you speak of defensive battles, you say? How about this one for you, Tyler? Homecoming in Salina. Sacred Heart and Sedgwick at halftime. 6-6.
Ooh, like old school football.
Yes.
Like, hey, let's not worry about spreading out. Let's smack people. Let's play some defense. I love to hear it.
That Sacred Heart team has gotten some guys back healthy that they didn't have in the first couple of weeks, and they now have all of a sudden taken on a new characteristic. They are battlers now. It's crazy to think about. They could finish the regular season 5-3, 6-2 even. Here's Tiernan Potacek rolling out the right-hand side, gets grabbed from behind and drugged down. Nice pursuit that time by Lyons, not giving up on that play. Landon Berzer coming in from his defensive end spot.
Yeah, Berzer did a good job. Just shut off the initial blocker and just continue to follow Potacek. Not an easy thing to do. Ran down Potacek, had a good angle, kept the angle. Instead of following Potacek, got to that point of contact. It's a good tackle from Berzer.
No gain, no loss on the play. Remains second down and 15 for Southeast of Saline, and another flag that's going to be offsides this time on Lyons. So Southeast of Saline cost themselves 5 yards. Now, they're going to say this is offsides on Southeast. Okay. Went the wrong way. Now they're going to give it against Southeast. So 10 yards of penalties for Southeast.
Yeah, so that offsides on the offense is more like you lined up in the neutral zone. Mm-hmm. So you didn't jump. You're fine. A false start would be a different penalty. But right there, and you're not going to like this Coach Michgap part. You get a lot of moving pieces. You just want to see how the team reacts.
Scoreboard went blank again on us. There's a screen play out left-hand side. Looks like Lyric Lilly with it as he steps over a defender. He did not hurdle a defender because, as we all know, that's illegal in high school football.
And here's what I love to see. You can hear Coach Gebhardt from up here. Like, this is when coaches, this is why you know coaching is just in your blood. It's a 58-6 game. If I got the score right, I've ran out of fingers, I've ran out of toes. But he's coaching this team as hard as he's coaching, a state championship game right now. Like, this is what develops teams. He doesn't give a playoff. Coach Gebhardt and his entire staff, they coach every single play, and you can hear him from up here.
Football sitting at the 35-yard line. That last pitch and catch, Potacek to Lilly, went for about 3 yards as we've lost the scoreboard again.
And you can understand that. You put up this many points if you're Southeast, you'll blow a lot of scoreboards out, and that's exactly what's happening tonight.
Third down and long for Southeast. Potocik rolling out. Now it's going to throw back to Levon Hopkins, who has some traffic to negotiate. Now he's out running free. First down, Levon, still on his feet. 45-40 down the left-hand sideline and brought down at the 30-yard line. What a play that was on the throwback. It went for 35 yards and picks up a third down and long.
And Devin, we've seen this play a lot from, it's usually Jacobson to Gebhardt that goes big right there. And that's what you love to see when you have a veteran. Potocik's only a junior and he's a backup quarterback. But he knows the whole playbook. And when your backup quarterback, when your number 2 knows the entire playbook, you can run everything. We've seen that throwback before. It's a great job from Potocik to Hopkins for that big gain.
To the 30 and another flag here. If this is on the offense, I feel a timeout may be coming up for Southeast.
Yeah, I feel I can see Coach Douglas over on the opposite side. He's not happy. It looks like the initial call is going to be on Lyons.
Maybe. And it is on Lyons.
And I think everybody from Southeast, those young offensive linemen, just exhales right there. Because Coach Douglas over there with his great offensive line, he's done so many great things with his offensive defensive line. He's so good in the trenches. Those young men did not want a penalty call on them.
1st and 5 at the 25. Potocik, little read option on the sweep that time. Pulls it out of Tyson Keller's breadbasket. Takes it himself ahead to the 15. And Potocik will have a first down and a gain of 10.
Yeah, Potocik just sees the game so well. He understands when to give, when to go. Right there, that was a complete go. It was a read by him. He decided to follow that offensive guard through the line. It's a great pickup from Southeast of Saline.
James Friesen splits out wide to the right. He will have with him Jaden Kloster and also Casson Clover. Here's a pass out to the left. Looks like it's going to be Lilly diving in for the ball. Nope, excuse me, that's Adam Teal. And that will be a gain of 8. Down to the 9-yard line.
And I'm sure Potocik wants that pass back. He wants to hit Teal in the numbers, but Teal did a great job just lowering his body, making sure the ball hit him in the chest, had both hands underneath it, low throw, great reception from Teal.
Second catch of the night for Adam. He has 1 from each quarterback so far. 2nd down and 3. Back in the red zone, brought to you by Case IH and your Can Equip, Case IH dealer in Solomon. Levon Hopkins straight up the gut. Got nothing there. Lost about a half a football. If that, it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, good job from Lyons. Ben Rivera, only a freshman on that defensive line. Big young man right there. It just did a good job just stacking everything up, and you saw the defensive backs from Lyons coming in to clean up the mess.
Clock continues to roll, 59-7. Southeast of Saline, 6.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd. Here's Potocik, little play action, rolls out left-hand side. That's Lyric Lilly. He's going to sidestep a tackler, and he's going to walk it in. Lyric Lilly with a nifty move on the left-hand side was able to get that one into the end zone on a nice little rollout, and then a bullet throw by Tiernan Potocik.
Yeah, extremely athletic from Lilly. We talked about how you can't hurdle a defender. You can only hurdle a defender when they're on the ground, and right there, Lilly makes the catch, immediately turns upfield, sees the defender dive at his feet, jumped over that. Very athletic play from Lyric Lilly. It's always fun to score touchdowns, and that's what's fun about the second half. We're going to see the young Trojans kind of go out and do work, and Lyric Lilly did a great job with the reception and the touchdown.
Second catch of the night for Lyric Lilly. That's his first touchdown. Potocik looking left. He's going to put one up in the back of the end zone, and it's Adam Teal climbing the ladder. Good defense, though, by Lyons, and Southeast of Saline comes away empty, but they do get a touchdown from Lyric Lilly, as we will keep it right here. Remind you, Technical Consulting offers project management, systems design, networking, backup solutions, IT strategy, and client relationship services across industries including legal, financial, and medical. For Microsoft and Cisco trusted partners, that is Technical Consulting in Salina. Clock continues to run here, 65-7 now. The score, Southeast of Saline continues with Tiernan Potocik to Lyric Lilly, 8 yards.
Yeah, great play right there for the touchdown. 2-point conversion. Drawn up great, all right? Adam Teal threw the ball up high, give your tall wide receiver a chance, but a good play from Lyons right there. And it was Ishmael. God, let me look. I'm sorry. We're both scanning rosters.
Your roster is rough.
Yes, there's a lot of players playing, but a good play from Lyons to high point that football. We talk about high point the football time. It's usually we're talking about Malachi Hopkins high point footballs, getting rid of him, but we saw Lyons right there. Ishmael did a great job just going up, knocking that football down. It's a good play from a defensive back.
That Hoisington and Cheney game has gone to the end of the 3rd quarter. It is still 12-6 Hoisington in that game.
For the Trojans.
4:12 left to go here. Clock continuing to run. And we'll see Levon Hopkins put his foot into this ball once again. He's gotten plenty of work in the last few games in the kicking game. We've seen him kick off. We've seen Malachi Hopkins kick off. We've seen Adam Teal on a couple of extra point attempts. Here's for Levon. Going to be taken back at the 15-yard line. Back the other way. It's Argenis Montanez.
By number 9, Argenis Montanez.
And he's going to take it to about the 36-yard line, it looks like, where we will see the Lions offense for the first time here in the second half.
Jay Stein.
Yeah, and a lot of moving parts, not only offensively, but also defensively for Southeast. We're going to see a lot of new players, a lot of new names. And this is the time that you kill for if you're an underclassman. Like, you're so excited. It's Friday night. You're playing on grass. This is something we talked about. We alluded to it earlier in the broadcast. There's something about playing on grass these days. It's kind of fun for these young men.
Bad thing is, I know most of these guys' numbers, and they're out there right. I mean, it's nothing new. We got Tiernan Potacek out there. We got Caden Berrigan still getting some work in over at corner. Also out there, we have Casson Clover. Let's see, middle of the field there, Josh Watkins, James Friesen, Lyric Lilly. Up front, we also have Elijah Kerr. Eli Jennings now, he's getting some work in at nose tackle. Adam Teal out here at the other tackle. Let's see. I don't think I forgot anybody there.
Well, and I think that just shows how good this coaching staff is about getting these guys valuable reps during big-time games. They're just always coming in and out. You never know, when you're going to get the opportunity.
Garrett Kuhn was the other one. Here's a fumble on the play. Lions and Southeast both jumping after it. That ball popped free, and it looks like it will stay with Lions, but they're going to take a huge loss here of about 7 yards, it looks like.
And Devin, here's where I always want to pin my hat on coaching. Like, it's defensive integrity and defensive responsibility. I like to talk about this all the time because that's what I see from Southeast. It's creating that outside edge, and you saw it right there. I think it's Kane Sawyer's on that outside. So his job is either to squeeze or to create, to force that play to the outside. And you saw right there, he forced it to the outside. You had linebackers, you had everybody else come flush everything out, and that's what creates that situation. You're not just going, it's not just ears back going to make tackles. You're continuing to go with the strategy that you were developed, Monday night when you had your first scouting report on this team.
3rd and 18, ball on the 20. Here's a pass that will go to the Lions sideline. Giving chase that time for Southeast of Saline was Garrett Kuhn. And that will bring up a 4th down for this Lions offense. 1:29 left to go here in the third quarter.
And I need to correct myself. It was Kuhn on the other side that forced that play. It was not Sawyers. I just saw a big, large dude and assumed it was Sawyers, but it was Garrett Kuhn that did a great job. And he comes back to the other side. And this is what I like about this defensive line. They can play multiple positions. We see them on the left side and the right side. They're going to shift this thing depending on down and distance, and you see Kuhn just being very versatile.
Jennings, Kuhn, and Elijah Kerr on the defensive line there. Here's the punt. Angle over to the left-hand side. Stay in bounds and take a hop that goes over Tiernan Potacek. And Tiernan, very intelligent there. He's just going to let it go, and the ball will rest at the 35-yard line where Tiernan, maybe, and his offense will come back out for another series. They may get there by the end of the third quarter. Clock is rolling. 42 seconds left to go here in the third. Fit 65-7, Southeast of Saline.
And you talk about that smart play from Potacek. Like, there's no need to pick up that football. You understand the situation, the game, what's going on right now. You don't want to pick up that football, try to do something spectacular. Just play the game, let the game play out itself, and that's what Potacek is so good at doing.
The only score for Lions in this game was a defensive fumble recovery and return for a touchdown. Their offense has been almost zeroed out in this contest. Here's Levon Hopkins. As he slides to the right, he'll get a yard, and that will be the end of the third quarter. 65-7 is our score. We will step away and take a break. When we come back, throw 4 fingers in the air. It's the fourth and final quarter with Southeast of Saline leading 65-7 here on KINA.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
When the time comes to honor a life, Hire Scott Mortuary in Salina is here with care, compassion, and guidance every step of the way. Celebrate memories, cherish family, and find comfort in tradition. Hire Scott Mortuary, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
In the trenches and on the ground, that's where the game is won. Isaacson Truck Line is a proud supporter of the southeast of Saline Trojans. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truck Line, reminding you to have a safe Friday night on the roads. Wreak havoc, Trojans.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back for the fourth and final quarter. Nick Garst is producing and engineering back at Studio Central. We have some scores to check on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Trojans leading 65-7 tonight, presented by Everhart Precision Ag. Here's another quarterback, our third one into the game. Doesn't matter, still the same play, and hand it off to Levon Hopkins, and then watch him get 15, 16 yards on the play. Burton Brooks, a 150-pound freshman, into the game here for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and get used to hearing that name. Obviously, the lineage is there. Potacek, I assume, is going to be your starting quarterback next year. But you have Burton Brooks that will have 2 years under the helm, and he's just getting valuable experience right now on Friday nights.
From the 47, here's Brooks on the keeper. He's going to sprint out to the right-hand side, get across midfield, and a gain of 6. Burton Brooks.
Yeah, you're seeing more and more young Trojans. Like, can't emphasize this enough. The roster sizes are so much different between these two teams. So Southeast is playing just a lot of young kids, but a lot of names that you're going to know. There's a lot of brothers of players that we've talked about all the time. We see the little KB's little brothers down here on the other side wearing 22 as opposed to 11 from his brother, but you're seeing a nice toss from Brooks, but just a little bit over. But you're going to see this. It's the lineage. It's what we talk about Southeast all the time. This is how you develop. This is how you grow. These guys, they stay, and they understand, and they know what this means for their entire, the community.
Number 12. Let's give you some scores. Salina Central, they've taken a comfortable lead now at the end of the third quarter, leading Newton 35-0. Mustangs looking to go 5-0, while Migo has scored 13 straight points. They lead Buhler now in the fourth quarter, 27-14 in a battle of good 4A schools. Here's a fumble. It's going to pop out. Southeast will get it, though, and they will also have a first down. Just fighting for more yardage there.
Yes.
The ball popped free, and it's going to be still remaining Southeast of Saline football, only now with a new set of downs, first down.
It was freshman Brody Schmidt right there. Made a good job. Made a good little cut move, a little jump cut, and right there you just had the ball in the right arm. All of a sudden, he's just fighting from where it's had the first down. You saw Lyons. Lyons continue to fight. Like to see that, but you saw that Southeast was aware, got on the loose ball right there. But there's a bit you want Brody to hold on to that football. However, you love to see the fight. He could have easily went down, decided not to go down, and the ball was poked loose.
Also have Caden Peterson in there as well. Leighton Nooch in there as well. Here's Brooks rolling out right-hand side, has a man downfield, and he will find him at the 35-yard line. In on the catch, Caden Peterson, who I just mentioned.
Pass was complete to number 8.
Yeah, it's fun to see these guys. Obviously, we're not there for Monday nights when these guys are playing freshman and junior varsity football, so it's great to see, the names that we're going to be saying for years and years and years to come. It's great to see these guys get out here and get experience.
9 different Southeast players have caught a pass tonight from 3 different quarterbacks. Here's a try inside, nothing there. Now bouncing it out is Brody Schmidt. He's looking for a sideline and has nowhere to go. He's going to be thrown down for no gain on the play. It'll bring up third down and about 3.
Hey, here's what I love to see. Love that whole play. Is Paco Espinoza with the tackle, but it's senior Paco Espinoza, but it was freshman Brody Schmidt that didn't care. He put that ball in and he just lowered his shoulder. Great football play right there. Great physicality from both players, but you love to see the freshman not worry about it. Just put his head down and go.
8:49 to go. Third down and 3 for Southeast of Saline. A lot of freshmen in the game right now. Here's the handoff. It's going to go straight up the gut and potentially a first down. There is going to be a flag here. Flies Christian Peterson straight up the middle. Looks to me, live from the booth, like it's going to be a face mask. Peterson, and they're fighting hard. It looked like he had the first down.
Taken down again by,
or very, very close anyway, but the penalty is definitely going to help attain that.
Yeah, you're right. Another just hard-nosed run. Again, this is so much fun to see. We see with that first-team offensive line, that second-team offensive line, it was just easy sled, and it was just, Grady Gephardt's probably cleaner than we are right now. But these running backs now, and they're getting some pressure. They're pounding, and these running backs love it.
So Peterson credited with 3 on the play. They also got the second level of face mask there. It was a personal foul. And now Southeast of Saline will take it off the right-hand side. Christian Peterson again on the carry. And a good solid carry there on first down. Looks like he is going to gain 8.
Second down and 2.
And just a little sweep toss right there. You saw the offensive line get out there. They did a great job. You saw great blocking from the perimeter. And you saw Peterson just do a good job. Get the ball, cut it upfield, not get too wide. Make sure you trust your blockers. Good gain from Southeast and Christian Peterson.
Once again in the Case IH Can-Equip red zone at the 11-yard line. Here's Brooks from the quarterback keeper spot. He's going to try to find a hole and then finally steps through on the right-hand side. Got tackled from behind. He will be close to a first down, probably about a yard shy. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
And again, right there, there's that read. And here's what I love. You can never be wrong as a quarterback if you don't give, right? Like, especially on second down. You can give that and you could have a loss. Right there, if you're a quarterback on second and short, just keep that ball. You trust your offensive line. You didn't see a big gain, but here's what you do. You now have 3rd and short. And I'm assuming in this position right here, you're also going to have 4th and short if you don't get it here. So just continue to trust your O-line.
Call it 3rd down and a couple of yards from the 10-yard line. Here's the read option fake once again, and surging straight ahead is Burton Brooks, and he's going to have the first down. It's going to be 1st down and goal for Southeast of Saline. 6:35 left to go in the 4th.
And again, right there, 3rd and short. Trust your offensive line. Brooks did a great job just giving that read, act like he was giving it, read it correctly, followed his offensive line, 1st and goal.
Brooks, same play, opposite side. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown for Burton Brooks from 2 yards away. He will have a rushing touchdown here tonight.
Yeah, not just a rushing touchdown, but just a complete whitewash from that offensive line. They did such a great job. Again, untouched into the end zone. Young offensive line did a good job just making that easy work for Mr. Brooks.
About 6 minutes left in the quarters when that touchdown went up. Now a traditional formation here for Southeast of Saline on the 2-point conversion. Brooks rolling out. Now he's going to turn it upfield, and he's going to run it in. Good decision-making there by the freshman Burton Brooks, and he gets all 8 points now, and it's 73-7. We will step away, take one more time out. 5.5 minutes left to go. Trojans in control, brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
New Image is offering ceramic tint. If you are sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, and it helps keep wear down on the AC system, making the car easier to cool down. Never worry about you or your kid locking their keys in the car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car for them from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside services find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, your official tinting establishment for over 14 years, located at 340 South Broadway in Salina. Phone calls are welcome.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here after a Burton Brooks touchdown run and a 2-point conversion scoring play brought to you by Dr. Andrew Westbrook at Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Lyons now set to take over. 4:09 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Southeast of Saline leading 73-7. Next week we'll be back at home at the campus of Southeast of Saline. Another district game right around the corners. We will have the other Trojans, the Trojans from Hillsboro, visiting. That'll be a district game with Hillsboro and Southeast of Saline next Friday night. Clock under 4 minutes now. Lyons shifting around, sending some guys out to the left-hand side. 1st down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Here's the run to the right. Some space over here for Lyons, and then a big tackle coming in there for Southeast of Saline. Christian Peterson makes the stop there. The carry for Lyons by Urim Ordonez. And that took him out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Peterson, Lund coming from that opposite safety position, just reading it, understanding what his position is. Nobody gets behind you, just comes in and cleans everything up. Good job from Hendricks Lund.
Those are football, setting at the 40. 3 minutes left to play. Stay tuned with us here in postgame. We'll go over stats and a scoring recap of this game. Again, we will not have Mitch Gebhardt on the field just due to some space and some restraints that we have here. Here's a flag that's going to fly here as Lyons working over to the left-hand side. And it looks like this is going to be a hold against the Lions.
It was Jack Stein. So the hold is going to be on Jack Stein. Jack Stein just did a great job just fighting. Again, we talk about leverage. We talk about responsibilities and what you're supposed to do. You saw Stein just continue to hold his ground, did a great job, and there was nothing else you could do with him other than hold him. The undersized Stein just put his nose, right there and did everything he needed to do, and that's a huge play for the Southeast Saline defense.
So they will walk the penalty off, put Lions back to the 30-yard line. 2:09 left to go as the clock continues to melt away here on week number 5. Morgan Stevenson over here on the side, playing corner for Southeast of Saline. Lions trying to run it the other way as David Pando has some space, but he's going to be taken down once again. Calling his name a lot here, Tyler. Christian Peterson over there making the tackle.
100%. That's not a play a senior should be, a freshman should be making right there. Just he had zero leverage, zero angle, just sheer strength and speed right there from Peterson. That's a big-time tackle. You love to see the linebackers being able to move laterally like that, get to the outside, get to the edge, get to the perimeter, and finish it up with a big tackle.
Stratton Cox also in there at the linebacker spot. Jace Stein also in there as well. 76 seconds left to go here in this game. Lions with a 2nd down and 15 after that 5-yard run. Pando will keep it from the quarterback spot, and he is going to be tackled down low. Look at that play. Is that Stevenson in there? Morgan Stevenson? No, it was not. It was actually Mason Sanders in there. Squared up and went down toward the ankles to make the tackle. That was a nice play.
Yeah, that's setting the edge. If you're watching this right now on SalinaPost.com or you're watching it back tomorrow, what Morgan Stevenson did right there just did a fantastic job. That's setting the edge. He made sure there was nowhere else to go. Mason Sanders puts that outside foot in, made sure everything was coming inside, and then what he did is he delivers the big tackle.
Deegan Gustafson in there as well, helping out on that play. 3rd down and 14 for the 36-yard line. Snap back here. Pando rolling out to the right-hand side. He is going to have Tegan Link at the 45, and then they're going to fumble the football and recovered by Southeast of Saline. Deegan Gustafson in there on the fumble recovery.
Yeah, it was Gustafson, but it was Christian Peterson again. Laterally, middle linebacker just getting outside of the edge, getting outside of the flats, slaps that ball away. That's an explanation point on this game.
And that will be a good way to end it with the youngsters for Southeast of Saline on the field, and Southeast of Saline with a 73-7 victory. We will step aside. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll go over final numbers for you. We'll also have a Verdon Jewelers Gym of the Game, and we will also give you an Everhart Precision Ag Precision Pass of the Night. It's all coming up when we come back on Postgame after a Trojan victory. It's all brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. 73-7, Southeast of Saline defeats Lyons right here on KINA.
Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Kickoff Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Kickoff Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Kickoff Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
He's looking end zone. Touchdown, Kansas Wesleyan. Coyote fans, don't forget that Copyco is the only retailer in town where you can buy great gear at a great price to showcase your K-Dub pride. Don't see what you're looking for on the racks? They can custom make items so you can support any athlete on any team, from t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more. Your home for Kansas Wesleyan gear is Copyco in Salina, located at 2346 Planet Avenue.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Hey, it's Sarah. And Addison. And Colby. Back to school has arrived, and that means getting back into a regular routine of school events, parent-teacher conferences, homework, and sports. Mary Maids can help you get the house ready for a busy back-to-school season. Whether you want a heavy cleaning or just a touch-up, Mary Maids can complete the service you want on your time schedule. Call Mary Maids in Salina and Abilene to schedule your house cleaning today.
Mary Maids, relax. It's done.
Find Mary Maids on Facebook or at marymaids.com.
Hey, Trojans fans, this is Angela Gebhardt, proud wife of Southeast Saline head coach Mitch Gebhardt. Just like the Trojans strive for excellence on the field, the Bank of Tesket goes the extra mile to offer top-notch checking accounts that fit your style. Whether you're managing your day-to-day expenses or planning for the future, our checking accounts are easy, convenient, and tailored for you. Plus, with your local roots and friendly service, we're here to support you every step of the way. Go Trojans!
Bank of Tesket, member FDIC.
Time for the Trojan Postgame Show on KINA Sports. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan Football on KINA.
Back here in Lyons in postgame, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith, and boy, what a game tonight for Southeast of Saline. 22 points in the first quarter, 59-7 at half, and they scored 2 more touchdowns in the second half to win, 73-7. The defense, the calling card tonight, Tyler for Southeast of Saline. They hold Lyons to 25 yards of total offense. Lyons lost 6 yards in the rushing game in total. They got 31 yards in the passing game. They finished with 25 yards of total offense. Southeast of Saline, by the way, 404 yards of total offense in the first half. I have not totaled up second half numbers, but I will tell you this, there's a lot of them. In the second half to total up, 9 different Southeast of Saline players caught passes from 3 different Trojan quarterbacks. All 3 of those Trojans that played quarterback tonight had a rushing touchdown. The rushing game saw a lot of people get into the mix. Gannon Jacobson, Tiernan Potachik, also Grady Gebhardt, Burton Brooks. They all had rushing touchdowns. Canyon Douglas had a receiving touchdown. Bryson Lippold had 2 receiving touchdowns. And you look at the start for Gannon Jacobson tonight, 6 of 9, passing the football in about a quarter and a half. He had 130 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Grady Gebhardt, his first 3 touches of the night, all went to the yard. Southeast of Saline made their impression on this game early and often, going out to a 22-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. And all in all, it was their defense as the anchor. They were never really threatened to get scored on tonight.
No, not at all. It was Weller, Chambers, and Swank. That defensive line it's so nasty. And it's so difficult for opposing teams. It doesn't matter what you're bringing to the table. If you're a spread offense, if you're a pound up the middle offense, we've now seen them do it against multiple different offenses. You just can't do anything against these 3. And Coach Douglas and Gebhardt do such a good job just rotating guys in. They're as fresh as they can be, and they just destroy things up the middle. You can't do anything up the middle. They're also versatile enough that they can get to the edge. They can do outside things. They completely shifted the entire game, and we understand. We understood what tonight was. You approximately have 185-ish days of school a year. Okay, you're only guaranteed 9 Friday nights of playing football, and I think Coach Gebhardt does such a great job of making each Friday night special. And that's exactly what we see this team do. Like, there could be letdowns. They know who they're playing, but every Friday night is special, and that's what it continues to extend their seasons. That's why we've seen these postseason runs. It's not like this. It's nights like giving guys opportunities when your dudes do the nasty work. You let your young guys come in, and you talk about the yardage that the Lions had. That was against freshmen for a majority of the second half.
Everybody, yeah.
But nothing falls off. It's just there's a standard that's set, and you see it set by these older guys, and these younger guys know that's what we got to do.
Our Everhart Precision pass of the night, we're not going to go with a lot of skill, and we're not going to talk about Gannon Jacobson fitting it into a small window to somebody that was 30 yards downfield. We're going to go more for the nature of the play, just because of what happened on the play before. Remember, Canyon Douglas took an end around on a jet sweep, and he ran it 49 yards for a touchdown. It was called back on a holding call. the very next play, they throw it the other side to Kenyon Douglas. He takes it 59 yards for a touchdown. That play tonight, and as you said when it happened, the confidence that Mitch Gebhardt has in Kenyon Douglas and also the rewarding of him. He didn't want to have him get cheated out of a touchdown. He said, I'm going right back to him. And for the second time in 3 weeks, Kenyon Douglas catches a touchdown from Gannon Jacobson. That is our Everhart Precision Ag Precision Pass of the night.
Yeah, it's Douglas and Lippold. Those are names that do all the dirty work, and they don't always get praise. But we saw 3 touchdowns combined from the 2 of them. It was the Douglas touchdown you just talked about. We saw Lippold have 2 first-quarter touchdowns. They do everything you want them to do. They're always in the right spot defensively, offensively. They're like Swiss Army knives. There's so many things they can do. They're going to block. They're going to block up the middle. They can block on the edge. You get the football in their hands. They can do magical things as well. That's what I've started to love to see about what Coach Gebhardt does is he rewards those guys. You know, we've seen multiple times that we've seen a big touchdown run from somebody and all of a sudden it's called back. He's going to get the ball back in their hands because he understands the work that they do. And it's not the work they're just doing on Friday nights. It's the work they're doing Monday through Thursday, and that's what makes Coach Gebhardt just a blast to play for, I'm assuming, if you talk to his players, because they love playing for this guy.
400 yards of offense in the first half. Our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game tonight, though. It's that Southeast defense. It may continue to be all year long. I don't know. But right now, we saw them give up some points in the first week to Minneapolis. Since then, they still don't give much up. The 7 points on the board did not belong to the Southeast defense. They pitched a shutout tonight, and they only allowed 25 yards. So that is our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game, is that Southeast of Saline defense. And what do we see go through that defense? Probably 30, 35 guys tonight playing on the defensive side of the ball, and they all did their job.
Devin, I was worried that we were going to get called in at some point to have to go play defense. But no, but that's the thing. There's just so many dudes that Coach Gebhardt can put in, and they're all ready. Like, it's moving parts. And we talk about just the first half, like it's moving there. It's not taking guys off because they're not playing well. It's keeping guys fresh. It's giving guys experience. But then all of a sudden, like we saw, like we just talked about, you pull guys in the second half, the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors that don't have a lot of Friday night experience. They're getting experience, and looking at the schedule, they'll probably get more experience in the second half, and that's how you just build and build and build. And gosh darn, it's just fun to see from Coach Gebhardt and his Trojans.
We will look ahead to doing it again next Friday night. Of course, this kind of back and forth schedule where you're away, home, away, home, away, home, third game at home. On deck now next week, as Southeast of Saline will be at home for another district game. This will be against the Hillsboro Trojans, and they'll try to keep that winning streak alive right now at 18 games for Southeast of Saline as they continue to build and try to go back and get back to Hutchinson, as you said, on Black Friday, the day after the Thanksgiving holiday. So that'll do it for tonight. 73-7, our final score on the Commercial Tire Center's postgame report. For Trey Tolley, operating that video. It is always free on demand as Salina Post Sports on YouTube. Also, Nick Garst producing and engineering. Tyler Smith next to me. My name's Devin Haney. I want to thank you for listening to Trojan Football. Tonight is presented by Everhart Precision Ag as Southeast of Saline wins it 73-7 right here on KINA.